Racial hiccups. I gotta use that next time. I'm
Right?
gonna use that in public.
Struggle.
Struggle, yeah.
Somewhat.
Tell us about the biracial struggle, man. For real.
No, I think I mostly faced it online. I think, to be honest, more because I think just the conversations, like, cool. I don't need to be a part of every conversation. I'm fine with that, but I mean, I'm not gonna exclude you from whatever, whether I'm like mixed Latino and black and whatever it is, like Native American, whatever. I'm not gonna exclude you because I don't. This is a conversation. Like, I say, get your benefits, get your money up. Do your thing. If whoever you likes you, just whatever woman respects you and gives a shit about you, treat her right. That's it. Just treat her right. If she respects you and she understands and honors you, just treat her right. I don't give a shit what color, shade of color. Usually I date black women, Latino women, and I don't date much white women, but maybe a Middle Eastern chick, or if she's fine enough, I don't know.
By the way,
She's
I consider
seasoned
mixed kids
or not
black.
this season.
I ain't gonna lie.
That's the thing. You know what?
Marcus, what do you think with it?
Most people consider mixed people black.
Based on how you carry yourself.
What
If you
do you mix with? What you mix with, Mark?
Yeah, I got black. I'm
Italian,
Latino,
right?
and I got Native American.
I thought you said Italian.
see,
Hey, look,
if you live
it's
black,
not a race, you know what I'm saying? That's
Hey,
the
Red
thing.
Pill, let me ask you this. If a full-fledged sister was married to Marcus, could she claim to be pro-black? Rock out, my G.
if a full-fledged sister, it depends on if he's black presenting.
Ain't no depend. Can she or
Yes,
can't she?
he is.
Ain't
Because
no depend.
he can
So
because he can
is
be
it about the present? How important is the presentation? Because now we kind of like,
the presentation is key because he could be a
No, but what I'm saying is that you said you cannot be pro-black if you date outside the race. Does that even include somebody like Marcus? Is my point. That's
no,
all
because if he's half black and half something, and he conducts himself as a black man, we usually accept them as black men because we do have the dominant. We do have the dominant DNA, the dominant gene.
But you know it's crazy. I never seen a mixed person being accepted as a white person, though.
You never see that. They won't.
Not by them.
Happen.
Not by the whites.
It never happens.
They can't go like join a Nazi group or something. My bad. I don't
know. Police! Help!
Let's let the chef too much in the motherfucking house.
My bad.
Smitty is wilding, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, but they can't claim those pro groups. My bad, bro. Yeah, they can't claim the pro group, bro. You can't.
I don't care.
Like Kanye little kids, they can operate as black if they chose to.
Which they probably is, man.
Yeah.
I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it though. Ain't nothing wrong with it. My thing is that like if you grow up, it's really more about how you grow up and how, like they said, how you carry yourself. Like if you telling us and trying to scrutinize people and telling people like Dr. Umar and stuff like that, you pop out with a white girl, oh hell no. You know what I mean? That's just hypocritical. Like ain't nobody about to take you serious no more. Like we really ain't gonna see this school in. I don't think we gonna see it now, but we really ain't gonna see the school in. You know what I mean? So you just gotta keep it how your image is. If we see somebody like Jason Whitlock, you know what I mean, or somebody like Adam Scott, like of course I probably think that he dates white women. Like I wouldn't, because he ain't like that. You know what I mean?
But look at this. If Jason Whitlock, all right, let me put this one on, right? If Jason Whitlock dated black, right? Is he more pro-black than a black dude that's dating a white? Like, let's say Umar had a snow bunny. You know what I'm saying? Is he less pro-black than that nigga, bro? With the shit that nigga be saying?
Yeah, because at least he keeping the black bloodline strong.
Nah, this nigga, man.
We about legacy and bloodline, bro. See, that's the problem.
I think we gotta define what is pro-black. Then I think we got all different definitions of what pro-black is.
This man trying to have a genetic war, a national takeover.
I ain't trying to have one. It's been going on for generations.
I ain't gonna
oh man,
you ever heard about?
So you just participate.
So Dr. Umar pulls an ugly white bitch. Yeah, she ugly. Yeah, he loses it. But if she fine, who knows? I don't know.
If she fine,
yeah, right now.
Dog, that's a fucked up situation. Though.
I ain't gonna lie.
Wait. Is Shannon Sharp not pro-black?
Man, it ain't.
No, Shannon Sharp ain't married no white chick.
Douglas.
I don't even think he's pro-black or present himself.
Nah, he's not pro-black.
I mean, really.
Plus, he fucks white women. That ain't
Okay,
the
so
same.
let me ask y'all this.
Hey, it sound like y'all keep
If
judging
It's
pro-black
one
in
key piece
according
y'all
to
keep missing
visual
though with the whole
perception and
thing.
not what
Right,
That's
they're
what I'm
not what
physically
saying.
that's
That's
what I'm
what
doing
I'm
in
saying.
the
So
saying.
like
world.
that's
It's
literally
one
what I
key
was
piece
just
missing.
finna ask is when we're speaking about being pro-black, are we saying the outward showing of pro-blackness? Like, do a nigga gotta show you how black I am?
Facts.
I do
Because
Cause
think
I'm
I'm
it's
black,
part of it.
y'all, and
I
I'm
think
black,
it's part of
y'all, and
it.
I'm
I
blickety
think it's
blickety
part of
blickety.
it, but I don't think it's just like I don't think show is just like the cover show. I think show is like what you actively doing.
Yeah, it
Like
I'm
if
happens
you
just
if you
naturally.
but see
buying
this
black,
but see
if you
this
if
this
It's
is
what you actually do, bruh. It's
it's
what
Yeah,
that's
you
what
it
I'm
not
happens
saying.
actually
naturally.
it's not
This
Honestly,
about
is
it's
what
not
I
guide
this
just
us
a
is
to
what I
how
look.
to
You know what I'm
do it.
saying?
personally, to
this is
me,
what
it
I'm
don't
saying.
even start with action. To me, it starts with your thought. Like if we having a conversation about certain things, about pro-black, certain things, or certain things such as like the struggle of black people, and you over here sitting like you don't understand what the hell I'm talking about. That's already a negative sign to me. Like it starts more about the conversation about how you feel
Let
about
me
what we going
apologize
through.
to you, brother. Let me apologize to you right now because some of the shit that I get our oppressed ways and forced habits and the toll of generational trauma and all of that shit. But some of this shit that we be going through, I be wondering like, bro, why the fuck do we take this shit? Like
Conditioning.
you know what I'm
Listen,
Conditioning.
saying? And I understand that, but if I'm not pro-black because I question that, then I ain't pro-black. I feel like pro-black is questioning that. Like, bro, why we ain't just really get together and take over this shit how we know we could.
I said something about the revolution
Because we
earlier.
gonna
Let's
lose,
have that
brother.
then.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why?
Why you keep talking about pills though?
Hey, why we gotta kill people? Like why? I mean, I get it, but why
Whoa,
do we
whoa,
gotta
whoa,
kill people?
whoa,
Like
whoa!
what?
What do you say?
I didn't
Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit.
We
I
gotta
didn't
be
say
adults
nothing about
about this
killing
shit.
nobody. I didn't say nothing about killing nobody.
I mean, revolution. You like any of that? Like
I
I don't
mean,
know.
bro,
I
I
don't
feel
think
like
that's gonna be the
Because
answer.
No, no, no,
because
no, no. Wait. What does
who
they
gives
gotta
away
go mean?
power?
No, no,
Nope.
let them explain
Who
that. What
gives
does
away
they gotta
advantage? We have to take that advantage.
this is
They'll
my
never
what does
get it
they
away.
gotta go mean? What does that mean?
They
So you
killed and
squared
took
up
it.
with people who don't understand is all I'm saying.
Oh, they gotta go?
Yeah,
Shit.
that's why people thinking that. That's all I'm saying. I'm trying to
No,
help
they
you.
don't get they gotta go means 10 toes
But
up.
brother, we've been having people that's been spilling that stuff for the last 80 years, and we've been wasting our time in the same direction, in the same area,
Facts.
brother. We've been in the same area that we've been in since the 1980s and 70s with the same people saying we got to do the same stuff you're talking about. So I mean, I don't know, brother. We got to get a different plan.
No,
That
we can
revolutionary
do
stuff is
several
garbage.
things. We can still talk about that, but do other stuff. That's what's wrong with us as black people. We don't understand how to multitask. Just because we're not doing that, just because we're doing something else, don't mean we can't still occasionally keep the revolution on the table. We
Sir,
don't have
I'm
I
to
just
take it
don't
off the
multitasking
think
right
table.
now.
I
I
agree.
just
I'm
don't think the
multitasking on this
revolution
track.
I just don't think the revolution should be the same way that it was
It was
like
tried before.
Yeah,
yeah,
like
I
grabbing
don't
guns
Yeah,
and going to go shoot
yeah,
people. Like I
cuz
don't know. It's got to be something else.
It,
yeah, we
I
yeah,
need
think
that
Red
shit
no,
Pill
too.
I
wants
don't
to
think that
resurrect.
I think
but
it
but
gotta
I
have economic revolution. I think it gotta have
yes,
different levels
Facts.
of
it's
revolution,
We
it's
can't.
man.
different. It's
Facts.
different categories of this revolution.
Okay, if you
But I
But I
talking
do
don't
about
think
that,
I
it
then I
could
don't
all be
agree.
done
I
at this.
don't
I do think
disagree.
it should and could all be done at the same time, though. I do think
And
that shit. You know what I mean?
that's what makes
Yeah.
it a big thing. If we can get it in sync, if we can get it like, cause I don't know if y'all know, but there's black like in Georgia, there's
Hmm.
black owned grocery stores that only sell black owned products.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what the biggest problem is, Chef? The biggest issue is this, bro. Like even right now, this whole turkey hut thing, right? Continuously, I don't care what it is something about when we keep getting to a certain point, something
We
has to
start
happen.
going criminal.
Something has some kind of scandal, some kind of
Yeah,
something has to diminish everything that we was like, God damn it, you go. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but we did
That's
that. We knew that about him specifically when he fell out with the owner of the turkey leg Hut, who was his woman. We're
I'm just
negating
using
that fact.
it as one
We're
example.
negating the
You know
fact.
what I
We're
think could
This
negating the fact.
continuous
you know what I
cycle.
think could remedy that shit. I think we gotta stop the culture of throwing the baby out with the bathwater, right?
Yes.
Somebody could come
Yeah.
and put in a lot of work and they do one thing and we discredit everything they do that ain't even got to do with that one thing that they did type shit.
Facts.
It's like we're not gonna have a perfect person. That's religion shit. You're waiting for a perfect Messiah. Like we're not gonna have perfect people.
That nigga's a certified scam artist. He did a lot of stuff.
Oh, I'm not saying to him. I'm saying to everybody. Look how people start saying. Look how people say Martin Luther King was fucking on the snow bunny. And people try to destroy. It's like, look, man, are you gonna? What does that have to do with what the nigga was doing? Type shit. You know
not a damn thing.
Nothing.
I think a huge problem is we look at shit from such a surface level and with due diligence because of like racial matters. But this shit is more so about racial, like not like even taking race class.
It is when certain black people get to a certain class. When certain black people get to a certain class, they start thinking less race and more class. Even white people, when they reach that because the majority of people who's pro black, pro white, pro all of that stuff, they be on a low tax bracket.
And it's the thing,
but that is because it's easy to bait the lower tax bracket. I can incite
and I think it's because the lower tax bracket need each other more. Because when you lower, you actually need each other more. So you be like more pro your race. You know what I'm saying?
So I bring that up to say, which is like even just piggybacking and pushing towards some of the things we was throwing out yesterday about how the revolution should go and this black against white thing. No, it should be the people against the machine.
Yes.
Against the system.
Well, this
even though it look like it's black against white, I don't think that we literally think like black against white, and we forgot there's other race. Is a bunch of shit going on.
Because that's what our ancestors pushed to us, brother. Like I hate to say this, but they was absolutely wrong.
But look,
but that's what it is.
But that's what they needed at that time, though.
That's
you gotta think about it. It was some extreme time, so they kind of needed to be on that shit.
We ain't in them times.
It was less mixing of people. It was, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was to their own shit. So I could understand how it was like that back then. You know.
So yeah, my only point is at this point in time in this era that we're in, we are diminishing the quality of the body of people that could be gathered to go against the system, to stand towards the system.
Yeah, especially by being just only black.
Being pro-black, we're already not, you know what I'm saying, of the majority.
Yeah, that's a fact.
We're already the minority. Real quick. The reason why that is, and I love that you said that briefly, it's because we're too busy trying to like basically kind of what DJ said to a degree, to kind of further back up what he was saying. We're too busy trying to pick who we like. Yo, it's too many times we just reject the message, bruh. Like it's a whole like, look, if somebody don't like me, I can be like, hey, it's a fire right behind you, and they will burn before they turn around because I'm the one who said it.
But I'm gonna be real with you though, right?
I'm the one who said it, bro. We terrible at that shit. We got to get past this who you like shit. It ain't about who you like. If you really your brother's keeper, if you really your sister's keeper, I'm landing it. If you really your brother and your sister's keeper, it's not about who you like. It's about who your brother and your sister is. God damn it!
I look at that the same way with the point of the racial divide. Because
and I think that's because the culture like personality worship. Because if you notice, bro, we watch movies. There's the star. And we personality worship. It's always based on who we like. Even
you don't even have to be a star no more. The star you
what you just described, DJ? You described the WWE. That's the WWE right there.
And we support the villain because we like him.
It's niggas that follow Shamar. This nigga is built like a bent.
Wait. Hold on.
You talking about the Instagram star?
Yeah, you know what you hold on, stop right there.
The transmission?
Hold on. Hold on.
He talking about the transmission.
Hear me out. Notice what you just said before you called him a transmission. You called him an Instagram star.
Yeah.
That nigga ain't nothing but a personality. He's a disability with a personality.
Damn.
That's it. And this
nigga
he got followers, people that'll walk up and really try to strike a nigga about him. Not because you know him, not because me and Shamar get into it right now in public. It's a nigga that's gonna try and fight me about Shamar that don't know Shamar.
But that's that celebrity culture and social media make us all
that's
celebrities.
That personality worship, like he just said. But this nigga's a personality. The first thing you said was you talking about the Instagram stars. How was you a star on some shit that everybody got?
But that's what I'm saying, bro. Right now, everybody could be.
He got more followers.
Yeah, but see, we calling it personality.
Well, let's not be naive though. Like these people are stars because they have done things. Like I mean, we can say that the things that they did is not credible, but they've done things. Like
what did Shamar do?
He been on a lot of stuff.
This is what I would say why it is personality worship. Because look at this. You know why it is personality worship? Because your personality is your persona. Let's not call it personality. Let's call it persona.
No, it's idol worship. Idol
but it's
worship.
It's still idol worship. American
Idol. Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, so
it's still your personality, your persona, which you present. Because your persona and your personality is not actually you, is a limited version of you, is your representation. Because we don't know when Shamar had to go to the doctor to get straightened up. We don't know. We just know what they present.
Honestly, nobody gives a fuck about that.
Exactly.
Nobody gives a fuck that this nigga can't read for real. Don't nobody give a fuck.
But wait, let me see if you're not a hypocrite, right?
To help him.
Go ahead.
Let me see if you're not a hypocrite, right? Let me replace Shamar and let me replace it with Martin Luther King. Now, how would y'all say that?
In what form?
Yeah, because
is it still idol worship? Is it still you conforming to this person? Is it still?
One thing, I think most of us just simply admired. There's
exactly. It's not worship. Y'all using the word worship.
Look at this. Y'all spooky about worship. Worship is not a spooky thing. If I'm giving you your word, worship. I'm giving you your worship.
No, that's called.
Yeah, it's not a spooky thing. We just make religion, make worship a spooky thing, bro. Like, you know, if your woman worship you, she having sacrifices on an altar.
I'm sorry.
Like I have a favorite author.
DJ, you out that life though. Your headspace different, DJ.
I ain't gonna lie.
I'm just saying, bro. Like you know, you don't think like everybody don't think like you, dog. And I'm just saying that in the sense of you are on that next level with it, bro. Like you more spiritual with it. Most people are looking at this from the physical lens, bro. That's all I'm saying.
What I'm saying is that I have a favorite author. I have a favorite actor, but I don't worship them. Just because you appreciate, hold up. Just because you appreciate,
he gotta go. He gotta go.
He gotta go.
You don't know.
Out of here, man.
Just because you appreciate they work, ain't the same.
It depends on the level of appreciation.
Exactly. So most people don't worship.
Wait. So
tell me, most people don't worship celebrities. You're bugging,
I say most people don't. See, we misuse the word worship. Just like we misuse narcissist, we misuse trigger, we misuse.
Then why are there so many people with a Kobe tattoo, a LeBron tattoo, a Michael Jackson?
That's crazy. That's crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Let's
you tattooing another grown man on your body is
pull it up. We're gonna pull it up to Google, and you got it too much. You got it too much, and while you got it, I'm about to pull it up on We gotta pull this shit. Excuse me.
No, those particular individuals
pull up the definition, right?
Those particular individuals worship the damn celebrities, bro.
Yeah, those particular individuals, but it's 8+ billion people in the world.
Bro, wait a minute. I'm talking about.
It doesn't help that we got a statue.
Only counting in the people that's exposed and shows out to be loved and most hated, most underrated.
Like check this out.
But look at this. Look, we only counting in the people that's exposed to the celebrity. People who don't know about them, we can't count that shit in.
Like all of us got a favorite rapper, but we don't worship them dudes.
Bro, the majority of people who, look at this. Let's do it like this. The majority of people who said Lil Wayne is their favorite rapper worship Lil Wayne, bro.
No, they just like his music.
Wait, can I ask? I was just about to ask him.
They just like his music.
If I buy my favorite artist a ticket for his concert, is that like idol worship? Like if I'm buying,
I like Air Max, but I don't worship Nike.
Look at this.
Define the worship. Define.
You got people who won't go nowhere outside the house without a certain name brand on. What do you call that?
Yeah, define the worship.
Hey, if you invest
$1 into that person, that's worship.
I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
That ain't the point.
Look, the worship, the feeling or expression of reverence, and we could look up reverence and adoration if y'all ain't satisfied.
Yeah, y'all
right?
might have to look that
DJ,
up.
what if somebody has a shrine in their room
And
or
look,
like a
but we
statue?
gotta take out deity and replace it with that person, or else it's gonna be disingenuous, right?
No,
we gotta
that's
take.
that's
Bro,
why we don't worship these
Nah,
people. They're
bro.
not
bro,
deities.
but then what are we talking about?
Yeah,
then?
what we talking
We
about?
might as well don't even have the conversation.
That's
then.
my point. I don't know what. That's not
Wait a
worship.
minute. So
You
DJ,
like
what
the
you're saying is
Nah,
they
celebrity.
bro.
gotta
You
go.
can't say
What you're
just
saying,
because it's no
DJ.
God,
You're
it
saying
ain't
they gotta
worship,
go?
brother. That
Ain't
ain't
nobody worshiping these actors. To
Bro,
worship, you
they
had to
are
pray
people.
to.
That's
Wait a
cap.
minute. They got
Nah,
groupies.
bro.
Hold on.
People get
We're
whole
not even
That's
plastic
praying
cap.
to these
surgery
people.
to look like
Some
them.
people are, dog. Some people
Whole
are.
If
plastic
you
Some
surgery.
bought a
of these people
concert
do
ticket, you
whatever
What are
these
you
worship.
people
talking
want.
about?
bro, there's bitches that would faint if Future
Hold on, fellas.
Hendrix
Hold
pull
on,
up,
fellas.
bro.
That don't mean they
Bro,
worship
these
them
chicks
though.
are
They
willing to
can
take
really like
pictures.
them.
Hold on, fellas.
I bought Subway. That mean I worship
Beyonce gets
Subway.
worshipped, nigga.
Nah, that ain't like that. Worshiping is
Nah,
like
nigga,
take it to the
these
next level.
I gotta
even with the
fix the mic
Beyonce
concerts,
gets
down.
nigga, these
I gotta
worshipped,
niggas are
fix the
nigga.
giving
mic.
She
tithes
definitely
and
gets a lot of
offerings.
adoration. That's
Beyonce
definitely.
gets worshipped,
There's
nigga.
people that
There are
have
Beyonce
people
gets
that
donated
pray
look,
to
funds
Beyonce.
to attend
Beyonce
to a
gets
Beyonce
worship. Wait
concert.
a minute, y'all.
She's a
Beyonce
good
gets
example.
Beyonce gets worship, and she got a whole religion, a
Now
cult
Beyonce
called the
gets
Bro,
worship.
Beehive.
I
what
agree
are
with
we
that.
talking about?
I never
That's a
said
fact.
There
I
are
never
people that
said
pray
people
to
don't worship
Beyonce,
celebrities. I said the
and she's
majority
an
of people
actor
don't.
too.
I never
Do
said
you
Yeah.
it
know how
doesn't
many
happen.
people
And she's
follow
an actor
Beyonce?
too.
I'm with that
Do you
majority.
know what these little niggas will do
I,
for NBA YoungBoy?
Hey, look, and then her husband is Jay-Z. How many follow
Come on,
him? Let's
man.
double that.
could we vote on the panel,
Come
right?
on, man.
Let's vote on the panel, and just for the sake of the conversation, I'm saying, bro, we gotta remove the deity and put whatever celebrity right there. There's the deity in this case, right? Because deity is one man, God is another man, devil. We could fucking argue that shit,
But we can't call a human a deity. Then that's making the whole
bro.
thing
Nah, bro.
continuous.
Oh
In
my
a
Yeah,
god,
that's
thousand.
the
Nah,
way
bro.
how
In a
it's coming.
You ain't
1,000
seen
years.
white Jesus up in your grandma's kitchen.
In 1,000 years, they're going to
Let's
have
stop.
myths about
Let's stop.
Beyonce.
right, bro. Yeah, but look at this, the feeling or expression of reverence and adoration. And we could look up reverence and adoration in another tab if you want, and all of that shit, right? But that is what the worship is.
Yeah,
My,
let's see what reverence means.
my argument,
Because I like somebody's music don't mean it's reverence.
Yeah,
Like
see,
I said, I like
you keep
Subway, but I
putting
don't reverence
yourself
that
in this
shit.
bro.
conversation.
Look
But
at this.
that's
See,
you
Respect.
Look,
personally.
reverence ain't
You,
even that, and reverence ain't even that
You
deep.
keep saying I. You keep
But it
saying
is
I
deep.
don't
Yeah,
do
yeah,
this.
you keep
I don't do
you
Subway
keep
ain't that good
projecting
anyways,
your
dog. Subway ain't that
personal on
good.
the
Look
masses.
what reverence say, bro.
A deep
Deep
respect.
respect, bro. The shit is not even that complicated, bro. We
It's
could even
not.
look up what was the other word?
Adoration.
Adoration. I bet you something about admiring. You know what I'm saying?
The
Yes.
thing, the
Yeah, a
deity
deep
part
love.
is
A deep
specific,
love
Hands
or
down.
affection.
Deep
but you
love and
can't take out. You can't focus on them words, but want to take out deity. That ain't
Hey,
fair.
Let's
hey,
you
not
We
want
got
to
to
look
keep
up
it
negate
all.
deity?
deity
Do
Because
you
we
want to look
speaking
up deity?
metaphorically,
Do
brother.
you want to look
hey,
up
because
DJ,
deity?
hey,
people
DJ, when
if
you
they
done,
view
bro,
these
let me.
people as a deity,
I
if they
want you to
give
pull
these
your
people the
stuff up, bro.
same, if they give these people the same power as a deity, if they give these people the same
They don't pray to
appraisal as
them.
what
They
do you
pray to
Worship.
mean?
Beyonce.
There's no
They
worship
Man,
pray
without
to
prayer.
Beyonce.
this guy.
Bro, I
They
think
Multiple
pray to
men have
Beyonce.
lost their manhood because Diddy asked, bro. That's deity. That's
They
worship.
That's
Guess
all.
pray
That's
to
what?
all
Beyonce.
Guess what?
allegation.
Hey,
That's all
hey,
allegation.
It's
What are
not
we
an
talking about
allegation.
here?
guess what?
bro, Red
That's not
Pill Ranger.
allegation.
Let's put science to it.
I think you
The
limiting
songs are
I
the
think you
songs are
limiting.
praises.
Wait a minute,
The
Lo. I think
songs are
this man
praises. Are they
limiting the
not singing these songs
Lo.
word for word?
Lo,
Do they
check
not
this
know
out.
these songs
Wait,
more than
wait.
they know the Bible or any literature towards
Facts.
a
Check
religion?
this out. The
What
reason
are we
the
talking
Facts.
reason
about?
we get in this the reason we getting tied up with Red Pill Ranger, bro.
Because
Like
I'm a
you
Christian.
limiting no, and you limiting you limiting your
Oh,
understanding, or you
that just
limiting the depth.
explained
Wait a minute,
everything.
y'all. This nigga's limiting the definition of the words, bro. You limiting it to religion, and that's the problem. We
Bro,
can't limit
and
it.
he's stuck because
They
they
said
pray to
deity in the
Beyonce.
damn definition.
It
A
don't matter.
God.
Look, hey,
They pray to
Brother, you
I
need to
just
Beyonce.
listen
came
to
up
that.
here for the red pill
You believe in
joint
white
right quick.
Jesus, don't you?
So
Where it is.
with the deity joint, let's use some examples. If because red pill, he's saying that it's not It's not the definition without using the deity thing.
Red Pill said
Now
they
we
don't
can
pray to these
argue that these
pray to
people are
Beyonce.
still worshiping, even if they don't realize that they worship. So with the Chris Brown situation, where a woman is willing to spend $1,000 on a photo, you can look at that as worship, and you can also look at it as paying an offering, a tribute
Exactly.
to Chris Brown.
She ain't never gave your church $1,000, nigga.
You ain't never gave your church $1,000.
Alright, so hold on,
bro. How much money niggas is giving to Jesus versus how much money they's paying to go in these concerts, bro? Come on,
I spent $300 at a strip club. That mean I worship the bitch.
You worshiping the bitches. You playing
You
worshiping the bitches.
You might not be worshiping. You might not be worshiping the bitch, but you worshiping the sex culture and the as a religion.
Hold up.
Wait. So if I put $5,000 into my house, am I worshiping my house?
So you can't want a desire.
You can be worshiping yourself.
You can't want a desire something without worshiping it.
In your place of sanctity.
You can't want or desire something without worshiping it.
Smoke my J.
If do you want and desire Jesus? Do you want and desire God?
I'm a Southern Baptist. I don't know what y'all talking about. That's why.
Have you heard about your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, brother?
You threw 300 at a strip club and did not throw 300 at Bible study.
At your church.
That is crazy, bro.
That's wild.
That is.
No one, y'all don't know how nobody type.
Who you worshiping for real?
Look,
you didn't give
you worshiping for
that name.
Why y'all keep showing the doobie,
You
bro?
gave it to that bitch with that brought the wings.
I'm 46 years old. I've been to a strip club in decades.
Come on, son, you ain't do that. You didn't go to Magic City Monday, and that following Sunday you got them lemon pepper.
I dare y'all to go to Titty Bar in Mexico. That shit'll change your life.
Yeah, y'all be buying pounds of weed and then don't be giving it to Jesus.
I get, I ain't. No, I'm good. I'm stay right here. I go to. Hey, look, we got Langley Park, nigga. I'm good.
And into the clouds of the sea. I'll be back.
Like Angel Man, one of my favorite content creators. I don't worship him.
You said you like Nike. You spent more at Nike than you did at church.
And how do you know this?
Jesus Christ.
At this point, y'all being
because you just told
I'm about to separate from the conversation. Y'all enjoy y'all night, man. I'm out.
Oh man, don't leave.
Nah, don't. Oh my god.
I got a
You just said I went to the strip club. You didn't spend that much in the
Get out of here.
Oh,
Get
man.
out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying. Get out of here for real. I'm saying get out of here for real.
Yeah,
get out of here for real. Why y'all got
because we get these issues when it comes to Christians, and it's like y'all don't even listen and pay attention to the scripture in y'all very book of religion. Why do you feel like why do you feel like they would have why do you feel like they would have the need for this man to have to tell tell y'all not to worship idols and not to, if that's impossible, because they're not a quote unquote god or goddess.
You know what I want to say, bro? Religion does limit people's perception of things, bro. Because somebody would say the devil, but they're thinking the devil is, but a devil could be a title. It don't gotta be a specific person. It's like it makes you limit
I would be one that, because in the book, right, they say the devil was the angel like of music.
Yeah, in the tradition.
He was the angel of the choir.
Music for praise.
No, because then we got to go down to which book. See, but no, I got a question, Chef. Yeah.
Nah, you being too. Come on, brother.
No, I'm not being anything. I'm
Come
actually exactly authentically who I am. Like I said, which book? Because the book that I read, no, it wasn't an angel. It came from the smokeless fire. We different.
Okay.
Right.
I mean,
that's why I said this book. So outside of that.
Now see.
Hold on. I got a question real quick. Hold on. I got a question for you real quick, Chef.
In the Christian book, he was an angel.
I got you. I know. I'm here. I just got a question. My question is this, right? When you say you spent more money, and you keep saying money, so I'm just curious. Now, last time I checked, in the Christian text, it says that the Son of Mary, the Messiah, went in there and flipped over the tables because everything was about money. So is it more so about how much money you spent in church or how much time you have spent devoted to it in your heart of hearts? Because
hold on.
It's a little bit of both, in my opinion.
I don't think. I think it's either. I think there's stuff that is more important than both of them. But y'all got it.
I'm saying
the money or the time. Maybe somebody can't put the money or the time, but
no.
in other ways.
I'm gonna tell you why I even brought up.
If you got a 9 to 5, look, wait a minute. If you work 20 hours a week and I work 40 hours a week, we can't measure our time the same.
Exactly.
Just like if a millionaire gives me $20 versus somebody who really got to give me $20. You know what I'm saying? It's not this. You can't measure it the same.
You're saying what I'm saying. Yeah.
So let me say that.
To that point.
Hold on. Let me say this. The only reason I even brought up money, is because he said I spent money in the strip club. I spent $300 in the strip club, but you brought up the church. You didn't spend that same $300 in the church. Why was
it important? Did God say, "Come and bring your cash with you"? Or did
he's saying because the brother mentioned money. Because he's using that as a prerequisite.
He mentioned where he spent money.
And yeah, of course. I mean, in the Old Testament, though, I mean, they definitely. The only reason why we do that is because we're just following the traditions of our forefathers.
Listen. Let me get this up.
About where your heart is, not the money.
Hear me out, okay? Because I'm not disagreeing with you. Where the money came in at is somebody said when we buy the tickets or whatever, that's like tithing in church and all of that. He didn't respond and said, well, I spent $300 at the strip club. And I said, well, nigga, you ain't spent $300 in church. So why are we bringing up this devoted and how we don't worship these women? Because you worshiping these women. You didn't match that energy with God when she was shaking ass. You didn't have that same attentiveness. You didn't.
But yeah, now I think he's now asking, like, why do you need to put money in the church?
Right. But that was the only reason money was even brought up. If you asking me personally.
But yeah, but I
personally no, I don't. I agree with you. If you're devoted to the Lord, if you're devoted to the word, you get in the word and you get fed off of the word. You don't need no money.
Just to be fair, I know we're joking about Red Pill Ranger rage quit, but Red Pill Ranger, he's an army vet. Wait a minute, he's an army vet and he got PTSD. So when the conversation getting a little too heated, that's what he do. He might come back, but he bows out so he don't get too over.
I respect that too.
And me out, brother.
Not the PTSD. No,
I think he reading scripture right now.
No, he's probably going to read the scripture to come back. You know what I'm saying?
Shut up, DJ.
For even fighting for our kids.
Shout out to Red Pill, man. Shout out to Red Pill.
Shout out to him.
But let me say this about the tithes and offering thing, because like I was saying, like it comes from a certain tradition and a certain scripture of what they was doing. And this is what they was doing from their heart. Like they were thinking from their heart that like, oh, God is giving us all these blessings. Let us do something from our heart, give something back to him so that we can show our appreciation. So that's, I mean, it's not, it's like now it's probably turned into a scam. But originally, like from my church, we don't care if you tithe or not. We just pull it out there, and then whoever puts it in there, it is what it is. But we're not over there saying that you must do. We're not closing the doors like Marvin Sapp. You know what I mean?
You feel what I'm saying?
I think with that, like money just was a thing thrown out just in an example. But we also bypassed the fact that I said, hey, people know these words to these songs. They know these albums and word for word more than they know any scripture. What separates that from being a form of worship?
Bro, that's
you know what I'm saying.
Exactly
I mean, but then how do we explain "Jesus Walks with Me" by Kanye?
In the sense of what?
I'm saying, we deify. Because look at this, we deify.
Right, and which one do they know? That's what he's saying. They're both out there.
Church. But turn off Kirk Franklin, and then I mean, like really, like listen.
And you can recite that Kirk Franklin verse, but you can't tell me Romans 28 word for word.
No, listen.
To be generous, though, I feel like for it to be your God, or for it to be,
and then play the
radio. We gotta go one at a time. We literally talking over each other. You know what I'm saying?
And when all y'all finish, I come in. I come in with some.
All I'm saying is that they will play
Kiana and Giz.
That's it. They will do that. My bad, DJ.
I ain't even heard
Yeah,
what you said,
I
bro.
think it's just for us to be generous though, right? They have to me, right? We can say that oh they're doing too much, yada yada yada. They have a deep liking or love for these people, but they gotta put for us to be like oh they worshiping. They gotta proclaim these people are their gods. Like the difference is
I
that
don't think so though. Wait.
I don't think so.
You gotta come out your mouth and say this person is your God. What if you do
yeah,
all
I
the
think so.
actions that you would? What if you do all the actions you would do like if they was your God, except that you didn't say
Exactly.
that
That's
shit?
the only
Because it's not
point
like
I've
a
been trying
conscious
to
thing,
make.
and we're not making the point that they consciously worshiping these people, but they subconsciously doing it. It's not something that they don't. Some
Thank
people don't
you.
know that they're worshiping something. You know what I mean?
And I want to
Exactly.
say this as well. We can look up people praying to Beyonce.
Damn, that is
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I
next
think
level.
that's the biggest
And
thing.
that
Bro
was
kept trying
my
to make a
biggest thing when I was
literal.
when I was saying the Real Pill Ranger is you keep saying I don't do that, I don't do that, I don't do that. There's 90 billion fucking people that don't.
And
You the only nigga
Yeah,
that
but
don't.
on majority
and
though,
he
I think
kept
it's
trying to make the situation very literal.
No,
And
nigga,
I
it's not.
think
It
that's what
doesn't.
we.
No, you don't do that, and I respect you for not doing that. But if
I
I
don't think
put
the
you in a,
majority of
I put
Beyonce
you,
fans do that.
I
Like
think the
bro.
majority
Hey,
of people.
bro, I talk to a lot of Beyonce
A
fans or people
lot
that
of
happen to be.
Beyonce.
Look at
Trust
this. I
me,
think the majority of their
trust me.
fans. I think the majority of their fans worship them, but I don't think it's on the because remember now there's Christians and there's religious people, then there's religious fanatics.
And I don't
I
want to
don't
say
think.
this.
And look, and a fan. What is a fan? Because there's people who listen to Beyonce, but then there's people who's a fan of Beyonce.
there's levels.
What is a fan?
it goes
What is a
deeper
fan
than
though?
that.
What is the difference between a fan and a fanatic, bro? What is a fan?
I think a fan is somebody who like, okay, Beyonce's coming to my city, I'm gonna buy a concert ticket. A fanatic is somebody who goes to every Beyonce concert that they can.
A fan
time.
is short for fanatic, bro.
Period.
I mean,
a fan is a fanatic. You know what I'm saying? We just call them the whole
Super
word when it's
simple.
more extreme. It's the same shit.
It's the same.
I don't think so. I think
I can speak. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it, Giz.
All right. Say we're back in Jesus' time, and you was able on the black market to get the spear that pierced Jesus in the side, and you went over there and you got that. What would be the difference of you getting that spear, and then we go back to the future, and you was a fan, and somebody wiped the sweat off of their head on the concert and tossed it into the stands, and you was able to grab Janet Jackson's sweat.
It's like the same thing.
It'd be the same fucking thing.
Yep.
It's the same thing.
I got
Bro,
you, gang.
people literally passing out. Michael
Bro,
Jackson had
hold on.
That's a fact, bro.
Passing out.
And female.
Whitney Houston, after she died, had people spending $50,000 on dirty underclothes that were found in the hamper of her crib.
So is it safe to say that
Whitney Houston dirty clothes, gang?
Is it safe to say your fans is like your worshippers, low key?
Yeah, because you supporting
OnlyFans bitches sell their dirty. OnlyFans women sell their dirty drawers too, though. OnlyFans, and it's only for the for the worshippers, bro.
Party jars and everything, the whole 9 yards.
We talking about somebody who one, she died, and two, she wasn't selling them. They just was in her house. They had to get rid of her stuff. Somebody else took them, put them in a plastic bag, and then put them on eBay. It wasn't like she was selling them. She wasn't like, "Hey fans, y'all want my panties?" Nah, this was some nigga that was.
So wait, is the husband the husband a worshiper of his wife?
In some cases,
Yes.
some husbands worship their wife.
Absolutely.
There are some people like that. Yes.
Okay.
There are some women that worship their husbands.
Right.
So is it a bad thing then? That's what I'm saying.
It's only a bad thing in religion.
That's not what we're talking about.
Is it a bad thing to worship your woman? That's a question you got to
Yeah,
ask.
because I think because what I'm
woman?
seeing here, right, is that we're saying that it's bad for people to have fanatic like tendencies for Beyonce, but we're also saying that they should put that energy into being a Christian or into being like we're saying, like I think that's kind of hypocritical. That's just
No,
you liking one thing.
No, what we're saying is keeping it real with what you're doing and the time
We
that you
just gave
spend. Keeping it real.
contrast.
Yeah, we were comparing his view because he said, "Oh, because I'm a Christian."
We were basically giving examples of worship. We didn't even state if it was good or bad, or
Because he
even get to that
didn't,
part
he
of
didn't
the.
want to get off the word deity because it meant a god, and he said they don't pray to these people, but they do.
That's it.
That's what started
Joseph
this.
for more highlight that.
That was the whole
Can
conversation.
I
The
say
word
one
deity.
is very important here. Like, all right, so even myself included, right? What I'm peeping is a classic syndrome of niggas just don't have the same definition of words anymore. So the fact is that a lot of this is simply because, either whether we're taking the word too far, too strenuous, whatever it may be. The fact is that this is just a classic example of it. We just don't know how to words have a definition. Once upon a time, they just meant what it was. A tree is a tree. Nowadays, it could be anything from like a tree. No, that's just a lilac bush. The fact is that
gotta have a label.
That part first, bro. Everything, because think about a fanatic. Like DJ, you know what I'm saying? Like that was a great little spot right there because it highlighted, like, no, he said, what is the difference? And everybody started trying to give some different thing. He said, nope, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
We keep
I disagree.
Words.
It's
That's
literally
the main thing, not even the main
prefix,
point.
the word.
But not words don't only have definition, they insinuate things. If I call somebody a fan, that's way less negative insinuation than calling them a fanatic. That's why I think.
But you know what?
It's
though?
abbreviation,
Look
though.
at this.
That's in your perception.
I mean, yeah, it's an
Oh my
abbreviation, but I'm
By
saying
definition.
Get outta
colloquially,
here.
like how we use the
Get
word
outta
colloquially,
here,
like
man.
in
Shit,
the
I'm
world
saying.
is mad. Right? That's all I'm saying.
Damn, how your mic does that? When I do that shit, your mic do not mute. But check this out. It's like when your mom call you your first name, your middle name, and your last name. That is when it's most serious.
Yep.
So we're gonna call shit fan
Facts.
casually, but when you wilding, we like, damn, this nigga's a fanatic. We just calling the whole word out because it's like it's that deep that we gotta call the whole word out. But I think
But it's still your name. She's still only calling your name though.
Right.
So you can be a fan, you still a fanatic.
All right, so is there a difference between what's up, my nigga, or what's up, my nigga?
No.
It depends though. It depends because what's up, my nig? You could tell somebody what's up, my nig only sound like it could be said in a positive way. Like, what's up, my nig? That's your dude. But if you say what's up, man, that's like, nigga, why you cut me off in the line? Like, you know what I'm saying? That could be because it's that serious that you gotta say the whole shit out this time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
You talking about the other meanings of like the expresses the dynamics to the word, but
exactly. Yeah, like how we use the word, right? Is like how we use the word usually. Like if I call you a fanatic, you would probably feel a little bit more like I'm trying to attack you versus if I just call you, oh, you just a fan of this person. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's kind of like it's like it's the same word. It's just it's like we do it all the time, bro. We use the same words, but it's how we present the word. You know what I'm saying? We present the word based on, because remember, the words is just the tool to convey the communication. You know what I'm saying? If I said a glass is a glass, yeah, but if I ain't even had the word, it would still be the glass. So the word is just the tool or the vehicle to communicate the message and shit. And shout out to Nexus in the motherfucking house. Appreciate you for joining us. And let me just shout out to these two supporters, right? Shout out to the Red Pill Ranger for being a good sport, sending us the super sticker after he rage quitted. Appreciate you, the Red Pill Ranger, for the $4.99. Appreciate you, bro.
The money counting team. The money counting team. The money counting team. The money counting team. It's so exciting.
Where's my money? It's right here.
And we also have Romello. He said the idol worshiping in Abrahamic religion shows that one perceives them having supernatural powers. You see, and that's what I'm saying. If we keep the idol worshiping limited to the confines of religion is gonna only be about supernatural shit. But look at this: what is natural and what is supernatural? Is natural for people to sing, but if somebody could really sing, that is natural and it's super. That's some like we could play semantics all day. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you wrong. I ain't gonna let that one go.
What is supernatural? So the bandit Romello for the motherfucking $5 holler. Appreciate you, bro.
The money counting team. The money counting team. The money counting team. The money counting team.
What's your money in your shoes? I mean, I walk to the money. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Money on my watch. I mean, time is money. Money on my phone. I mean, I talk to the money. Money on my chain. I mean, the money hang with me.
Nah, bro, you actually said some shit though. Like, we taking it jokingly, but technically, there are people with abilities that supersede natural, like, you know what I'm saying, natural abilities.
Like Olympic. Come on, Free the Green. Free the Green.
What are we talking
Free
about?
the Green, bro.
Supernatural. Listen, you got natural and you got supernatural. Natural is real. Everything that happened in the real world, supernatural is made up. That's
so why they didn't call it unreal? Why they didn't call it unreal? Why they call it supernatural?
It's still pseudo. It's some shit people made up.
Is your imagination supernatural?
No, it's not. It's natural. It comes from a natural being, me. Supernatural is saying somebody can fly, bro. That's supernatural. That's pseudo.
Man, I really thought you
That's
was
some
gonna
shit
say
you
so.
can't prove. You can only believe in supernatural shit.
Supernatural ain't always some shit you can't prove. Sometimes it's some shit you can't explain.
You ain't got no proof to it, so
but
it's
still
pseudo.
an
You make up some shit for it.
Why can a nigga get shot in the leg and die, but a nigga can get shot in the head and not
And
die?
look at this, bro.
Natural.
Bro, wait a minute, bro. If a nigga do some extreme shit, we gonna say the news gonna say he had superhumans, they're gonna say something super, bro. Because I think it's natural. I think we spookify shit because of religion, bro. Religion did a number on us.
We do, man.
Turn everything to the sci-fi channel.
Nah, bro. We just spookify because we spooky.
When you use supernatural, you at the sci-fi channel.
Yeah.
When you use natural, you at National Geographic channel. That's the difference. That's the difference.
So look,
let's let Nexus get in because he just came through and the brother too much wanted to get it in. And also Red Pill Ranger said he never rage quit. Red Pill Ranger, we just explained to them. I'm just joking on you about the rage quit. You still rage quit on
he
them.
showed back up and paid his tithes.
Go ahead, Nexus.
Yeah, so the premise y'all speaking on is dealing with celebrities. I want to make sure I'm coming at with the right premise.
We saying people idol worship and celebrities is the idols that people worship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some people saying that it gotta be, in order to worship, it gotta have a deity in there. You know what I'm saying? And we saying that we saying people deifying the celebrities. You know what I mean?
DJ, do you see that B Love comment?
Yeah, hold on, bro. Hold on for a minute. So DJ, when you had used the two words fan and fanatic, you had it correct because the root is called a root word. The root word of fanatic is fan. That's what it's called. So they actually mean the same thing. Once you add other words, other letters and syllables, it expands the meaning of the first word. It does not change it. It expands it. It further elaborates it.
Are you saying that? Wait, I gotta ask you so we could all engage in the conversation. Do you think you're saying fan and fanatic is not the same thing? Just to be clear.
No, I said they are the same.
Okay.
They are the same. I just said you was correct. I don't know. Maybe my thing coming in and out. You can't hear me.
No, I could hear you. I'm just trying to be clear for those that are listening. Also.
Yeah. I said you was correct. It's just like saying, what's another root word? Excellence. The root word of excellent is excel. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing. You have the root word, and then it further elaborates what the root word is. Basic English 101.
Okay, but let me throw this at you, right?
Hold up, bro. Y'all gonna have all day.
Bro, listen. Let me just say something, right? We all trying to share the microphone, so I want us to have a conversation. I get it. Sometimes some people want to have the floor and stuff, but that is like, I don't like the conversation like that, because sometimes we spend too long and we veer off from the point.
I ain't even had 30 seconds before you cut me off, bro.
But we all just chiming in. We're not doing it on purpose. That's just how we're gonna naturally have conversation. You know what I'm saying? Don't take it personal.
No, I'm not taking it personal. If y'all seeking to understand, you have to let me finish so you can hear what I'm saying. You can't say I don't understand what you're saying.
All right, go ahead, bro.
As far as the idol thing, an idol does not need deification. Anything of divinity. The dollar sign, what you just showed, that was a great example when you was just giving credence to the person giving you money. When he was like, money do this, money do that. He had money all over. He completely shows that the money is an idol. That's what he worships. It controls his whole entire lifestyle. On the back of the dollar, it says, "In God we trust." The dollar bill itself, the monetary value is an idol in this world. Anything can be an idol. Television, celebrities, anything that you pray, anything that you look at and give, high meaning to, will become an idol. Anything that controls your whole entire lifestyle, anything that has supreme value, your woman, your husband, anything, your mother, anything that you consider that's the reason why you're living, that's your idol. That's why the number one commandment is give God your heart, your mind, your soul, and your body, everything.
Okay, TNT, let me go ahead.
That's all I wanted to say, Jim. You have a good.
Yeah, appreciate it. I just want to point out, right? I just looked up the difference between a fan and a fanatic, and they say the only difference is the intensity.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I get.
And my bad, y'all. Sometimes when we chopping it up, we can't just let a person, because look, and show the Nexus, but we just give Nexus the floor, and he said what he said and dip. Like, I don't like what the fuck type, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really jack that shit, because we having a conversation. Nobody's opinion is more important than the other person. I could say my shit is more important because I pay for my StreamYard. I could be like that. Giz could say his shit is important because he got admin to my StreamYard. But we gotta let everybody chime in the conversation, because sometimes somebody might not understand the first sentence and you gone on to sentence number 6 and know, like, what the fuck, how we gonna respond to that shit? You know what I mean? But appreciate you for coming through. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask TNT. Well, first I was gonna ask him. I wish he was here, but like I think, like you said, there's an intensity like with fanatic versus fan. It's like just like it's an intensity. Like, let's say nicknames by let's say your name is Andrew and your nickname is Drew. If people around the family around your house is just calling you Drew, then it's like, okay, you're cool. It's probably just nothing important. But as soon as they say Andrew, now it's like, okay, now it's important. Or now it's something.
Bro, it's just like he said. When your mama call your whole name, we know what time she is.
It intensifies. Yep. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's still your name. She ain't call you nobody else's name. She didn't say, hey, little nigga across the street. She didn't call his name. She said your full government name.
Exactly.
That's the same as, oh, you a fan.
Exactly.
No, you a fanatic. It's the same word. Like,
nah, because it's the situation you use the words in. For instance, bro, you're not going to go to a Playboy Cardi concert and he'd be like, shout out to all my fanatics. Like, nah, you're not going to do that. I'm gonna look at him strange. Like, I might leave. Like,
but do we
like,
look at?
Because I don't feel that way.
But it's a nigga in the front row with a fishnet tank top and a thong up his ass.
That's a fact.
Ready for Cardi to just spit on him. He ain't even gotta just spit on me, Cardi. He gonna fall out.
But see, y'all, okay, but you arguing.
He's a
you
fanatic
arguing
in a sea of fans.
You arguing the epitome though, right? Like you arguing that I'm not arguing that there are fanatics. There are people that are fanatics.
That's all I'm
but
saying.
To me, you can't sit up. Hold on. To me, you can't sit up here and say just because I know a person's song, that means that I'm a fanatic. That means like so you don't have a favorite song. You don't have a song that you don't know by word for word.
I don't think that's what he's saying, bro.
No, and
he said that.
Because the intensity is how you know. Like, go ahead.
I agree with you. My bad, not to cut you off. I agree with you. I don't think because I know albums front to back. I study music.
Yeah.
I can say, hey.
But if you buy all the merch, look at this too much. If you buy all the merch, you go to all the shows, somebody go in your crib and on your wall is just Beyonce from head. You a fanatic.
Bro, you're a fanatic.
Yeah, that's a fanatic. That's a fanatic.
I could be a fan. At the end of the day, I know the word is fanatic. I could be a fan. I'm cool enough to be a fan. I ain't gotta be the whole word. It's like calling me by my nickname. If me and you out in public and you know my full name, my brother's in here somewhere. My brother's in here. We've been in situations out in public where he had to call my full name to get me to, hey, chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
He didn't call me by my stage name. He didn't call me, hey, chef, hey, you did. No, he called my name and I looked and it was my brother. It wasn't Old Man Logan. It wasn't that. It was my, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the same thing. Like, yeah, I'm a fanatic. Technically, yeah. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can respect you being a fan. It's cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, but at the end of the day, that's like telling me I'm black. I'm an African American if we want to elongate the fact that I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm black.
Yeah. So let's say
African American, but I'm black. It's just shorter. You know what I'm saying? Same fan and fanatic. It's the same thing.
Some people it'll chop your head off for saying that, but
there's people that'll chop your head off for calling them a fanatic too.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? So I can respect a fan. From a fan to a fan, I can respect the fan.
Yeah, that's
I can respect the fact that I know at the end of the day, if you want to be technical, I'm a fanatic because I am a fan. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think that's like white people definitions. You know what I mean? Like white folks definitions, they always get a little bit too specific with shit. Like, oh, if you get two concert tickets and a T-shirt, then you're like, nah, brother. Like, we know the difference.
Okay, so a little different perspective because I feel like that about us. I feel like that about black people.
What you mean?
I feel like that about supporting black people too. Like, if you like I hear this a lot, and maybe it's because I'm from New York, it'd be like that. But if you like a motherfucker too much, you dick riding. No, I'm not. He's that nice. I'm not dick riding.
That's a fact.
So you dick ride, boy. So you riding if it's not that nice. If the props ain't deserving type shit.
See, it's that could be for somebody else because I don't feel like that. Just because I don't like this particular person, the person that is a fan and telling me, "Hey, man, he the shit, he the shit, he the shit." I'm not gonna call you a dick rider. Like I just don't fuck with him. You feel me?
So with people that go ahead,
I think it could be perceived as, you know what I'm saying?
It could be. It would be. I ain't even gonna say it could be. It would be if us as black people, and I don't know what that is, and maybe that's just me seeing that shit like that.
Yeah.
With us as black men, and bro, if we like a motherfucker too much, if you give a motherfucker too many compliments, you're dick ride. And I've literally heard a nigga give somebody compliment after compliment after compliment, and the nigga told him, "Hey man, you gonna get pregnant like that, man? What the fuck?"
Cause it give.
That's crazy.
It's a compliment, gang. Like it's a what the fuck? It's a compliment.
And so to Red Pill, he said, we're redefining words again. A fan and a fanatic is not the same because you can be a fan and not a fanatic. That's what we're saying. But look, it could be the same thing and it could not at the same time. Because look, a fan is not always a fanatic, but a fanatic is definitely a fan, is an extreme fan. You know what I'm saying? That's why you use the word in its extreme form. We use the whole word and shit.
And like my man said, root word.
Right.
These is root words. Yeah, there is a difference, but they're the same word because that's words in the other word.
That's true.
All right, I'm back on topic 2, right? Y'all think y'all think dating outside your race boosted up your status or it diminishes your status? What y'all think?
Depends on who you're talking to. Depends on who you're talking to. Because me personally, I don't give a damn. I just look at you like for what you've accomplished. But you know,
I'm talking about as far as society, just so we could come out of our anecdotal within society, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
If a black man has a white woman, does that increase his status within society or does that decrease his status?
I think it increases. Only because, right, it shows your ability to be diverse. I think that's an admirable trait for you to be able to swing not only black women, but Latina women, white women. Like you have that gift of gab to be able to get whatever you want. Like, you know what I mean? That's how I kind of look at it. Like you kind of on that you on that status of I can get whatever I want, basically.
So let me ask.
I can be anywhere.
I can be anywhere and do basically.
I feel that.
Let me ask y'all this. So and let me get everybody in the panel. My fault. So what y'all think on the panel before we ask the next one?
I don't know, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That's I don't know. Cause me personally, I like seeing I don't want to say that like that because it doesn't matter if they're black or white. I like seeing you start with when you start off whoever you with, when they get to that point of like we're having this discussion of you being whatever the top of that is that you were. I like to see you with the same people. I don't really care if you black or white. I'm like, did that work all the way through?
Let's answer as far as society, right? Within society, you think a black man with a white woman is perceived to be higher in status by majority of people that you know?
In sports,
no, not about the majority of people I know.
I feel like that only applies in sports.
I think if an Asian person marry a white person, then to the Asian person, they get ranked up in society, especially from their culture. But like black and white, neither one of them get any.
I can see why you said that, man. I can see.
What about Asian and black?
No,
I think that lowers it. Yeah, I think that lowers it.
Are you telling me that black people lower your stock?
In most cases,
in
I think
society in the world, that's how they feel.
Yeah. What about a white man dating an Asian woman though?
Yeah, that happens all the time. They
does that make it look bigger?
What's the word?
Fetishize.
Yeah,
fetishize. Does that boost his status or lower his status?
I look at Chinese people as white people to me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It depends on the woman though. It depends on the woman. If you got some eye candy in this motherfucker and you in a corporate office, it could go either way. If this particular woman though is eye candy and can be beneficial in that same room, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fact.
She might be way more valuable.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna look at you as like,
I'm with you, Green.
I'm with Freeze on there. I'm like, it's like that know. It's like. Yeah, I think that's a case by case. I think that's case by case because, like, in some circles, they might be like, "Oh, he got him a little exotic," you know what I'm saying? Thing going on. He's international and shit. But I don't
For the white dude, I don't think it changes for him.
I don't think it changes that much.
But for the Asian lady. Yes, she gonna get in the place that she probably couldn't normally get into.
Would nobody even talk to her? They think she worked there or some shit. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think about a white woman dating a black man. Does that boost her up or does that
only
to her people? It definitely goes down.
That's not true. That's not true.
That goes down.
It goes down unless he plays sports.
Nah, I still think they're gonna be looking.
I don't know, bro. I still think he'll go down because, like, certain types of white dudes might not You know what I mean? They might say like once you go black, you can't come back. You know what I mean?
Let me let you know how you know it goes down. How
Put
they
me on.
family treat their offspring.
But see, again, we don't know because Kanye kids ain't being treated bad.
You know what? Let's ask a white
and let's
woman.
hold on. Let's break that down. That whole white family, all of their kids is black. All of Kris Jenner kids, all of Kris Jenner's grandkids are black.
How about we let
Except
a white
for like
woman?
2 or 3.
Let's let a white
take that
woman
money
break
away.
it down. What you say, Free?
Take that money away.
Let's let a white woman tell us about the status going up and down dating a black man, right?
Get attention from black guys.
Yes.
In my experience and all the other white girls that I know, we don't think that getting attention from black guys gives you a status of some sort. If you get
Whoa. She said dating a black guy, she's saying it don't boost your status, bro. She already started off strong, right? Let me hear what she got to say.
that I know, we don't think that getting attention from black guys gives you a status of some sort. If you get attention from the white guys, you do have the status more than if you get attention from black guys.
As a man, I'm going to have to respectfully disagree with that.
Well, as a woman who gets attention and who grew up in a white culture more than a black culture, I'm going to tell you that getting attention from black guys is not a badge of honor if you're white.
Okay.
And I'm white.
You are white.
Yes.
All right.
Now, the two of them date each other. You know what I'm saying? I just want to point it out. The two of them date each other.
But that's the thing on the opposite side, though. I don't think that a black man, or not a black man, but I don't think a black man, and like on our side, right, having a white woman, I don't think that's a badge of honor. Like, is that a badge of honor?
You know who mostly think there's a badge of honor? Most dudes that date white girls, a lot of them think there's a badge of honor. But to regular people, that's not.
I feel like that's them fetishizing these particular women.
Yeah, they definitely got weird vibes, honestly.
Now, welcome back, Red Pill. Welcome back, Red Pill Ranger. In the motherfucking building. He came with vengeance. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly like his graphic. That's crazy.
I just come to help y'all brothers out.
That she's saying, though, the only positive thing that she's saying when she said that is, if white bitches know that if they with a black man, they're not getting no kind of more respect or anything like that. I mean,
I don't think
that bitch fuck with you, there.
You know what?
If she not getting no status for fucking with you,
And like you said, they a couple. She with
please
him
remember
right now,
this.
telling him, I don't gain nothing from being with you. I'm
And
just
look at
with
this. I want you to remember this before this next video. I'm about to let her finish though, but Free the Green, please remember that point right there, because Dr. Umar gonna let you know why so many white women choose to date black dudes and shit, right? From his perspective, right?
Black guys is not a badge of honor if you're white.
Okay.
And I'm white.
You are white.
Yes.
All right. Now
If a white girl gets attention from a white guy, that's more valuable in white culture than if she gets attention from a black guy. If she gets attention from a black guy, that doesn't make you a better anything. Like, that doesn't raise you in anybody's eyes. As a matter of fact,
in some people's eyes, it does.
As a matter of fact, it's a little bit of she's basically not good enough for the white, so she's good for the black guys. That's how it's looked at.
I can see that.
Yo.
I got it. And then boy played out a clip with we're gonna get the free point with the other clip, but y'all got it. Let me take this one out of the studio, man.
Yeah, I think that's on the same side though. That's what I'm saying. I think that's just a cultural thing. Like, for instance, females look down upon black dudes that go out with white girls. Just like how I don't know if black dudes look down upon white girls or black girls that go out with white boys. I mean, I ain't fond of it, but I think that's just a cultural thing. Like, I think people would rather see other people be with their kind. Like, that's just kind of the,
and when you get on, he leave your ass for a white girl.
Damn. And that's a fact, Bandit Romello. He was in his feelings. He didn't want to believe what his girl was saying. He's like, damn, I thought I was the prize.
But
look at this.
if he's really paying attention, like Frida Green said, she don't gain nothing from being with you, nigga. But she's with you.
Oh man, they said linking yourself to black men is linking yourself to poverty. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Sugar Bump, get out of here, man. Get out of here, man. Shit.
Get out of here.
Get
Get out of here, man. Shit.
Come on, Sugar Bump. That's fucked up.
She said all she see is single motherhood and EBTs, man. Goddamn, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's disrespectful. Why y'all think a lot of white women? Because since it's no status thing, since it don't up your status, it don't up your stock, right? And I want Frida Green to go first. Why do you think? Why do you think they stick? Because you saying they still, it means that she fuck with him. You think that's the reason?
I think black guys are more in tune with a relationship than white guys do. Because white guys treat white bitches like they ain't shit. And by it being the opposite, a black guy got a white girl, he thinking he doing something. He treating that bitch like she a princess. So, you know, the treatment that they get from a black dude is different than they would a white guy. Because that's what I hear them saying. Like, we listen to them. Like, they, even when we having sex with them, we take time. You know, we don't just rush it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
they like that more. And I guess we get more into their head, into their feelings, where they don't give a fuck about that status shit. Because what she said is some real shit. Like, we fuck with niggas for doing it, but we really ain't got no power to do nothing about it. She leaving with the power at, man, to the point where she a nigga lover. Like, it's almost over with. Think about it, dog. They reject their kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, auntie may not want to take the kids because she go in certain places. She know how she gonna get looked with some biracial kids. So, like, it's a fucked up position to be in.
What say the rest of the panel? Why y'all think if it don't boost their status, why do y'all think some white women will prefer to date black guys?
Because of what they heard. Because they made a hit. Because of that potato head. That's why. That's exactly why.
I would like to say it briefly because I'm gonna run to the restroom. I'm gonna calm down. I'm still right here. But no, the fact is that from genetics, you know, as far as like that mixture all the way down to like, yes, our skin tone, everything, bro. They love that shit. It's just a fact, bro. We are definitely a prize piece when it comes to now bringing them home to the family. That's a whole nother story.
I think
as far as like, hey, going over to the room real quick. Oh yeah, bro, they try and get it in. Oh yeah, they try and get it in.
I think we lead
the world
in our natural personalities. You know what I'm saying? Versus a lot of white men personalities seem to come off primitive, very cavemanish. We're understanding. We're, you know what I'm saying? We're protectors. We're affectionate. We're wordsmiths. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of that shit is real. We bring real shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit. That's why like a lot of those relationships, they be real fans to us.
I'm about to let y'all cook and then I'm about to rain in on y'all parade with this video. I ain't even gonna.
Hold up. But hey, DJ, let me ask you this, right? So on the other hand, right, on the opposite of your question, why you think that black men or the black men that like to do this date white women?
I do think they look at white women as better, and a lot of times, sometimes it might not be the case. Some niggas probably just go up around there. Some people probably they love who they love, but I do think some black guys see dating white as something above, like they up in their status in life. I do see that. You know what I mean?
Now to give another perspective, I'm what I was speaking on is more towards like real natural desire. Now on the other end, you do have the infiltration points where some really have been instructed to decrease the bloodline infiltrate and decrease the black bloodline. It's some heinous shit, and it sound crazy, but that's a real thing as well.
Crazy as hell, brother. It would take millions of years for the black race to just go extinct, bro. Like
Yeah,
that's not gonna
I
happen.
think black people actually dilute other people's bloodline. I think it's the other way around.
No. Listen, absolutely. I ain't even talking about not even just in the sense of black. I'm talking about from everything from the unity of, you know what I'm saying, of black and all kind of shit. Like they've literally been put in place in certain instances to infiltrate, just whether it just be the culture, the strong point, or however you want to dilute it. I ain't talking about like erasing black. You can't fucking do that.
Okay, all right, just making sure.
Yeah,
COINTELPRO is definitely
I don't know
live.
how that was perceived
Let
that
me
way,
let
but
me
no.
let me bring in on y'all parade right quick. Anybody else before we pull up the clip? We good? I think we got everybody.
I got one. Hold on. What about the black guys? Because I've been hearing this a lot, that just don't like dealing with black women because of the what they would say, the attitude,
They don't like your mama. They don't. Your mama black. You don't like your mama.
Yo,
I think what you is, some niggas is just lazy.
No, I think some niggas don't like their moms and their sisters growing up, and they don't want to date that shit. I heard that shit before, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't even
I've heard that before too.
There's no one answer, just to put it out there. Just
I think it's because most of them is lame as hell, and they don't want to unlame themselves so they can be attracted by the black women. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's what
I ain't gonna lie though.
That's one of
it do requires a level. It do requires a level of unlameness though. To fuck with the
it definitely does.
I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. I feel like because black women has gone through so much, they have a higher standard than white women. Like I ain't gonna lie to you. Like a lot of black women expect you to have your shit together before they get into relationships with. And I think it's just because we done been through so much throughout our life. Like a lot of black women haven't experienced the going on vacations and shit, so they expect that. That's what they want. It's just
wait. So you saying black? Let me ask y'all this. Y'all saying black women's standards are higher than other races?
I think so. I think so for sure. I think
for
so.
Black
for sure.
men or for men in general?
I think that boils down to
for men in general.
We speak a lot about racial situations that really be tying down to classism.
Nah, well, to a certain extent, because we do have to recognize that there was a 400-year gap between whites and blacks because of slavery. So, like, I think that having that being said, there's a lot of lost generational wealth. There's a lot of lost things within our past that we could have had by now that black women are not experiencing and black men are not experiencing. So our standards of living is we want more than the average white man, in my opinion.
I don't disagree with that.
I never thought about that until now. I'm
makes
actually playing it back in my brain. Like, damn, black women's standards are higher. But I ain't gonna hold you. When I mess with chicks outside of my race, I didn't even have to have nothing but some dick. I ain't even gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying?
So this is my question, because I seen Sugar Bum in the comments. There's nothing wrong with wanting a man to be stable. I think the problem for a lot of people today is we running into, or I ain't gonna say we, niggas is running into women with these standards that don't meet their own standards. You don't have shit.
And bro, you know what? Even further, some of them never dated. Some of them never dated a nigga that's that standard that they even talking about.
Ever.
Life.
Don't even have a father that presents that.
Bro.
Never. Your daddy wasn't even there.
Your daddy was broke.
Come on.
But that's a societal problem, right? I do think that women are always looked at as like they're not given the same expectations as a man when it comes to like being on your own. And I mean, black women a little bit different because of like the single motherhood crisis and stuff like that. But like usually on average, like let's say a kid, right? You'll probably see a son get say, okay, you need to be out by 18 before you see your daughter saying, okay, you need to be out by 18.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean? It's a different standard.
Absolutely. let me. I got an unpopular opinion. I got an unpopular opinion, right? So I do. I'm not saying this is every situation of every person, but I do see where Black women are raised how to be treated and what they deserve. You're groomed to know those things. You're not. No one's teaching these women how to treat the person supposed to treat them like that. So let's just say they're groomed to be treated by a man, what a man is supposed to do for them and provide for them and all this other stuff, but they don't get taught the reciprocation of that.
And you know what? In reverse, we're taught how to treat them, but we're not even taught what to expect. Facts.
Just how to. This is what's supposed to happen. She's supposed to do this when you feel like this, and I don't mean she's supposed to be in the kitchen cooking and cleaning. I mean for your mental health, for your emotional well-being. This woman is supposed to be someone you confide in, but because we go outside and it's us against the world, right? So if you're at home, you're not the world. You are my world. You get what I'm saying? We're fighting the fight. That's why niggas go when they come home from work, they sit in the car for 30 minutes. It's two you doing that for. You either are preparing to leave the bullshit of the day in the car and go into your happy space, or you're armoring up for whatever the fuck is behind this door.
Yeah,
we don't get taught what we're supposed to expect and how we're supposed to deal with any of that. Because a woman to tell a woman, girl, you don't need that. You don't got to deal with that. He want to do that. The next man will, right? We done heard that from our mama and all that shit. I done heard it. You feel me? My sisters, my cousins, they're taught how to be treated, what to expect from a man, and what a man is supposed to do. And if he don't do that, you don't have a man.
Not a nigga will, right?
Wait. So y'all wasn't taught that same thing with a woman, like when your mom or dad talk to you, like if she ain't doing X, Y, Z, leave her the fuck alone.
I wasn't taught that, and I just heard it in passing. It's not like I was really like. And you know what, bro? I learned more. I learned what I should look for and deserve from dating, bro. Like dead ass.
That's it. Trial and error. I figured out. Oh, I don't like that. I'm gonna go over here. I don't like this either. But if she do this like she did this, we gotta find it. That's why it'd be so hard when a nigga fall in love, because we found something that we couldn't find just out there in the world. Right. If we fuck this up, then we're fucked up about it.
Can I address this race thing before we move on too far?
Yeah, because I want to pull up the Umar video. You got it, Red.
So it's not about dating another race that's gonna raise your value. It's about the quality of the person. Because if a black woman get with a white dude that's just a part-time Taco Bell employee, it's not gonna raise his stuff because her status.
I don't know, bro. Some people family, some people family big that, bro. Come on, bro. Some people family will look at that shit as like a level up.
Well, I'm gonna have to do the hem. Some yes, but the majority of the time, trash is trash. You feel me? We talk about race a lot, but the real color that matter is green, social economic class. Because if you got money and status and things of that nature, the person you get with, you're gonna raise their societal status, regardless of the color of your skin. So if you marry, like I said, a part-time Taco Bell employee, it's never gonna do. But you marry an NBA player, he could be black, he's gonna raise your shit.
Wait a minute. Let me ask him. Wait a minute. You got it after too much. Let me ask him this. So if she did a Taco Bell employee that is black and she did a Taco Bell employee that is white, you saying she on the same
shit,
in the same level?
Same shit.
I don't know about that shit, bro.
The white man, ice ain't cold. He's still poor.
Hey man,
Money matters in this world. Because the honest truth,
I think the remnants of racism still exist, bro.
It exists, but we put too much energy on it because the simple fact is that a poor, a rich, super conservative white guy will break bread with a gay black liberal before he let a poor white person in his house. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Dude.
Wait, we start though. Are you asking him like if you was working at, say, the fast food place, right? And it was two chicks in there. One got a black husband, and one got the white husband. You saying that you'll treat the one that got the white husband better?
No, I'm
or
saying
you'll look at her as better?
I'm saying society would look at the one that society, two people working at Taco Bell, a black guy and a white guy. The woman that if the woman dating the white guy that work at Taco Bell, I think in the eyes of society, she's perceived as doing better than that woman that dated the black guy that's working at Taco Bell, even though they both working at Taco Bell.
I don't know.
Yeah, like for instance, okay, for another example,
if a black woman, if all three of them work at Taco Bell, the black woman and two guys, right, the black guy and the white guy, if she date the black Taco Bell employee, I think she's not look as high as if she date the white Taco Bell employee.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
And then let's do it like this, right? Because like y'all saying it's an economical thing. What happens after the economics come in? Like what happens after the people then finally get the money and then everybody got their money and they're stable or whatever. After that, then that's when the perception starts to happen. The conversation of perception or the conversation of race or preference or things of that nature. So like preferences is definitely there. Like we can't seem like it's just not fair. Like there are people that literally date because you're black or because you're white. For real.
What I think you might point out. What about this? What about this though, right? What about the if a white woman, right, dates a black guy with a certain amount of money and she dates a white guy with a certain amount of money, she's perceived higher if she date the white. Let's say she dating two managers of fucking I don't know, fucking the Honda dealership, two managers she dating.
Yeah.
If she dating the black manager, she's look as less as if she dating the white manager. I'm talking about a white girl, a white woman. If she's dating a white manager, she's looked at as higher as if she's dated than if she's dating a black manager. If they both in the same tax bracket.
But okay, but let's say like this, right? Let's say money's not even involved. If a woman, no matter what color she is, if she's dating a black man such as Diddy versus a black man such as, I don't know, hell, Adam Scott, you know, I don't really like him, but he's more professional, I would think. We would look at her differently versus whoever she date. You know what I mean? Like, so it definitely depends on the person. But yeah, there is people that would think just because you date a black man as a white woman, you're trash, or just because you date a black man as a white woman, you fetishize that black man. Like, there's people like that.
And that's a good segue to play Dr. Umar. He gonna tell us why a lot of white women would want to date a black man, right? Check this out.
They love having a black man is in a relationship with a white man, she know who's boss. When a white woman is with a white man, she know who's boss. So if she wants to be a boss, she got to get the black man. He's the only man she can have where she know she can have her way with him. And if she don't get it with his consent, she'll get it through the legal system.
I'll play it back. I'll play it back for y'all. Hey man, Sugar Bum probably was right. Let's play it back.
Reason why they love having a black man is in a relationship with a white man, she know who's boss. When a white woman is with a white man, she know who's boss. So if she wants to be a boss, she got to get the black man. He's the only man she can have where she know she can have her way with him. And if she don't get it with his consent, she'll get it through the legal system, i.e. Jonathan Majors. I can destroy your black ass whenever I feel like it. Yeah, you could be worth $1 billion, Bill Cosby. But what's going to happen when I tell the courts you sexually harassed me 40 years ago?
Nah.
See, the white woman loves the black man because she's always in the driver's seat of the relationship.
Nah,
she got
brother.
the whole force of the white power structure behind her. If
We
you-
give white people too much goddamn power.
Yeah,
Fuck.
I'll believe
Niggas
that
give
shit,
white
that
people too much goddamn power.
That's what I'm saying. Like you making white people spooky at this point. Like goodness gracious.
White people just fuck
I
ass.
mean, they kind of are.
So y'all don't believe that when white women date black men, they be most of them be in the driver's seat?
Hell no, Bill Cosby went to jail because he was a pedophile. I mean, not a pedophile, but because he was
We got it. We can't use
sexual
that
assault.
word.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. My fault. Yeah, because he's SA women. That's why he went to jail. It wasn't because he was a black man dating white women. Like, let's stop.
We give white people too much power, like they some kind of magical fucking being.
I'm gonna say
The
in
white
my
man-
experience,
The white man ice ain't colder.
I'm not on the high level, but in my experience, most dudes that I know mess with white girls, they be paying.
Man, that's just a trope. Man, I got a baby mama
look,
right now.
They be
and she
paying,
black.
but look, but who
What
be
you
in
talking
charge though? Who be running? Because they be paying. They say nigga. They do all types of shit. They, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna lie. We seen this for a
Every white
long
girl I
time.
sucked my dick the first night, and I could have got every hole I wanted.
Yeah,
and I ain't never had a white.
What's
I don't
wrong
know
with
too
this
many
nigga,
niggas
man?
that fuck with white people. They might just be running them jobs.
And I ain't never had a white girlfriend, but I fucked a lot of white bitches back in my youth, and they
Now maybe
smart.
Look, I
They
ain't
ain't
gonna
running. They ain't running shit.
Maybe if your money different, then maybe they got you. Then
The only way a woman
they
run
can
you
trade
is
you into court.
That's what I'm saying.
We
Dr. Umar not even putting in
we've seen this,
the
bro.
fact that 40 and 50% of black people are not even at that point where they can get sued about this shit. Really 90%.
Yeah,
Like niggas
you
ain't
right.
got no money.
You right.
What is he talking
You
about?
right.
The only way a
Y'all
woman
say-
run you.
So wait, and too much. You got it after this. Y'all saying there's no validity to what the nigga is saying. You got it.
None.
Man,
Probably
The
to
only
the
way a
niggas on
woman
the
run.
upper level, yeah, but the
I'm saying
majority of
that's a
black men that
very
marry them
keen
ain't got bread
viewpoint
like that, bro.
and
So nah, I don't
circumstantial.
think.
Bro.
I think it's dishonorable, right, to try to make all these situations, Diddy, Bill Cosby, Trey Songz, whatever, all these people, right, to just sit up here and say that just because they dated white women, that's why they got prosecuted. That's disingenuous to me.
No, he's saying the power. No, he's talking about the power dynamic, the leverage dynamic. You know what I'm saying?
Oh well, yeah, that part too.
The only way a woman run a man is if he a weak man. It's not based on the
Exactly.
race of a woman. If you a weak ass nigga, you can get with a green bitch if she gonna run you. It's like it's an individual personality trait. Everybody like to take individual personality shit and try to make it race. A weak ass bitch ass simp nigga gonna get ran by any bitch he fuck with.
Exactly.
So if a white bitch run you, it ain't because she white. It's because you a weak ass nigga. You get with a Mexican bitch, she gonna run
High
you.
key
You get
agree.
with a green bitch, she gonna run you. You get with a fucking purple bitch, she gonna run you. Cause you get ran by bitches. But if you a
Or
nigga
you
that
just a
don't get run
dumbass.
by bitches, ain't no bitch
I
gonna run you.
I give you one prime
Shannon
example
Sharp is not
that
being
completely
prosecuted.
negates his Umar viewpoint. With most black men dating white women for their submissiveness, that's a key contradiction to what he's saying.
I heard that before too.
I've heard that more than
I
I've
told
heard
you.
any form of what he's saying.
They give you
Not to say that there's no validity to it at
every hole
all.
on the first fuck.
Bro, come on, get out of here, man. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Hell no.
Get out of
If y'all
here,
done
man.
played in the
Shit.
snow, y'all know I'm not lying.
Hey, I'm not saying you lying. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they known to be the. You know what I mean? They known to give it up like that. You know what I'm saying? I want to play this other video, right? This white girl is talking about her dating preference. And this one, I think she had sparked some dope conversation. I've seen a couple of people reviewed her, right? But she's responding to the Shannon Sharp situation. She's saying that people talk about how white women fetishize black men, but they don't talk about how it's really the black men doing the most fetishizing. And let me get y'all take on it. Do y'all think black men, since we are black men up on here, I think Marcus dip, right? Are black men fetishizing white women more than white women fetishizing black men? What y'all think?
I don't think it's more, but I think it is a large amount of niggas doing it. and I think it's been a thing. And I'm not gonna lie. Hold on, bro. My bad, not to cut you off. But before we just dip off this shit, no, I don't feel like I agree. If you just a green nigga and you just a simp ass nigga, it don't matter what color this woman is. Right. But like to say that man didn't have no validity, I can't agree with that for the simple fact that we've seen small time athletes get run off and fucked over because some girl said that they raped them and this nigga didn't even never touched her. They're ruining people's lives with just accusations of shit, which is why we even can name off niggas like Diddy and Shannon Sharp and any other Trey Songz and any other black man that has ever had a sexual allegation about him that has any kind of anything. It don't gotta be a celebrity. There's a bunch of small town athletes that never made it to their celebrity status because of some shit like this.
Right.
Because where a motherfucker shut up.
And any chick can do that to you. Being a scandalous bitch ain't even race specific.
All right,
but I do agree with you, bro. I do agree with you.
Let me bring y'all back together, right? I do believe what Dr. Umar said got like 50% validity to it because I could see a lot of white women because within the white culture, a lot of white women grew up respecting like white men on a certain level. But when you see a lot of liberal white women, they might date a black guy because within our people is like a lot of matriarchy going on. You know what I'm saying? So I could see somebody from another race being like, yo, let me date a black dude because I'll be able to have more power, more type of leverage. Because within the black society, a lot of times the woman, big mama, your mom is in charge. You know what I'm saying? And even when I look at a lot of the majority of white households and the majority of black household, the black household is more closer to equal power structure. Even if the man is a little bit above because he's the man and he holding shit down, it'd be a little bit closer to equal. Whereas in other races like white people, for example, it'd be a bigger gap where the white guy, he's more in charge than his woman type shit. So I could see how Dr. Umar would come up with that white women date black men so they could have more of an equal level or they could have more of a leverage over them. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this though. What gives the man the right to have that I guess that status of being like the head of the household, in your opinion?
Because the man is taking most of the responsibility and the accountability, right? That is one. And two, he's like, it's his family because she's taking on his last name. He been representing that family since he was since he was a kid. She's now coming into the family. So she's now helping represent that family name with him. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's the leader, because it's his family and she's joining is his last name. He is like he was already Lakers. She just joined the Lakers. He been on the team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So is there a financial influence?
No, because if your woman love, honor, and respect you, that shit's not based on money. If a woman respect and follow your leadership based on income, any woman that say a guy gotta make more than me for me to respect them, she simply don't love that man. It's simple as that. Because the man runs the house because if he fail, if shit go bad, if they lose the house, if the cars get taken or whatever,
look at the man.
Society and her family gonna blame him. So if I gotta take the fucking responsibility and the blame, I'm going to be the one that make the bulk of the decisions.
Right.
Because responsibility without power is akin to slavery.
It's slavery,
You're not gonna make me share decision making, but when shit go bad, you throw your hands up talking about you did it. If I gotta take the downfall, I want to make the decisions. And that's why men run the household, because soon as the house getting repossessed or some shit, you getting evicted, her family gonna be like, what did her husband do? Or her husband is. Don't she got a husband? Why her husband let her? No.
But see, even that's an example of a financial situation though. Like the house that's what I'm saying. What do you mean by responsibilities? Like what responsibilities are you bearing?
responsibility to protect the family, responsibility to represent the family, which in both of y'all represent the family, because your wife still got to be a good representative, right? If anything go wrong in the family, bro, people from the outside is gonna look at that nigga, bro. It don't
Like
even
my-
matter whether it's financially, whether it's spiritually, whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean?
Hey,
my
which
wife-
the
my
reason
wife
why
put-
I think Umar on some bullshit, because white women came up with this feminist shit, and it's all about power, right? And if they really thought that they had more power over a black man by fucking with them,
Let them know.
see way more of them trying to fuck with black men because they want power, and special power in a relationship.
Exactly.
So you will see way more of them trying to marry fucking black men.
But look at this though. What type of women are the women that start that shit? The conservative women or the liberal women?
The liberal women started it, but the
and look at
conservative
this.
women back it.
The conservative women ain't backing feminism, bro. That's the women that trying to be wifeys and shit.
Wait. True, they're trying to be wifey. Them bitches still want their own money. They money is still their money.
That's not a conservative women, bro.
Yeah,
the
conservative women don't
are the
fuck with
traditional women. Yeah, but this is I was getting.
Wanting equal rights between women is different between being a feminist. I think.
But peep this, I was getting to a point, right? The reason I asked is because the majority of white women that date black men fall more on the left wing liberal side of things.
Okay,
and that's the same women that promoted the feminism and all of that shit.
But you know what? I wouldn't. How could you say that though, Doc? When most of the niggas that do mess with white women are conservative dudes.
That's a fact.
That's fucked up. You got me there, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like that's some bullshit with Umar saying.
All right, no, you ain't got me. Cause look at this. Look at this. Wait a minute. You nearly caught me slipping. So you telling me conservative is more conservative white women dating outside of their race than liberal white women? That is crazy.
That ain't true at all. It's plenty of liberal black dudes dating liberal white women. These fucking hippies and shit. Like, come on, hipsters.
No, but
and all
what
this-
I'm saying, I didn't say. I'm not saying which is most. I'm saying the most black dudes that we know of that marry white women are conservative black.
No, bro. Think about that shit, bro.
Look at this face.
How much
This in this
conservative
face
blacks?
alone.
How much First of all, conservative blacks is a minority compared to the liberal black people.
Most conservative white women gonna be racist. Damn near.
Most conservative white women gonna be racist and date within their race, bro.
Wait.
They not finna taint their bloodline and mess up their connections by fucking with El Negro.
So you saying that most of these black guys that we see, like just take on the internet, because we can see that here. Most of the black guys that are on the internet that are conservative, that talk that big conservative shit, are married to white women, right? I mean,
I don't know if most of them. I don't know if most of them. It probably close to 50-50. Because a lot of black conservative, their whole family's conservative, and their whole family's black. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, let's just say the ones that we know that are. Are you trying to tell me they married the liberal white women?
No, of course not.
All conservative black dudes are not rich or famous.
That's all what I'm saying.
But I'm just saying it's more liberal interracial dating than conservative. Because just the idea of what conservative means, I think is more liberals dating outside of their race than conservative. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Also the juju.
I'll take that too, but okay, let's just take the liberal women, the liberal white women. It would be way more of them trying to marry black men. And it's not. They feel like white dudes.
It's more liberal white women dating outside their race than conservative white women. That's that's safe to say right now.
Okay, I understand that part, but what I'm saying though, the number in general isn't high enough to say that white women date black men to gain power. Because think about it.
But I
the
do
word
think
is
it's high enough. If the majority of them that do that is the liberal feminism aligning shit, I think it is, bro.
But the
It's a
majority,
large majority, and not even bro, it's a small minority of white conservative women that date black men, bro. This is
but it's a small number of interracial couple from the start, right? So we just got to
it
take
is.
that number.
It is, but the majority of them are liberal left wing, bro.
But what I'm saying, it would be more like, say if it's what, about 20, not even 20% of interracial couples. Like, what I'm saying is that percentage would be higher if, bro, most black people think that marrying outside their race boosts their levels, right? So think about it. If all these white bitches was really trying to get with niggas, man, they'll be fucking with them. Because they already complaining about black women right now.
Bro.
They'll be fucking with them white women, bro.
Bro, the majority of the liberal white women, a lot of the liberal white women date outside their race, and a lot of them date other women, bro. I'm just keeping
right. But I'm not saying a lot of liberal white women don't do that, but the number, what I'm saying, is still low. What I'm saying is, if what Umar saying it was real, that look, you can get a husband, you can gain power from him, you'll be able to run the household, he gonna be soft, you can get him to get money, they'll be jumping on that. It's so bad that these dudes came up with a term called passport bros. You would have never needed that, because there'd be so many white bitches trying to fuck with them.
Umar
they won't
can't
have
be
to go overseas. They
Umar.
mad at black women because
I
black
think
women
it's
not fucking with them. Ain't no other woman fucking with them either.
I think it's some validity to what he's saying, but I just don't think we could take it in totality. Like, it don't apply to the majority. It don't apply to everybody.
Right.
I just
I
think.
got you.
Yeah, I agree that.
Umar, I agree with that now.
But I do see it happening. I do see that happening a lot. I could see that happening because there's some chicks. Because if you look at the cliche stereotype of the black,
it happens all the time in the NBA, NFL, MLB.
And look at this,
brother. There's only 455 NBA players.
Wait a minute. Let's say we talk about the cliche shit. The cliche example of the black dude dating the overweight white girl or something like that. She's dating him. She's already knowing that she still has like a high status when she dating the black dude. Whereas if she was dating her own race, she might be less desirable. You know what I'm saying?
Wait,
so is that a higher status for you to settle? That sounds like settling to me. Like you gotta. That sounds like settling. Because it's like if you're sitting up here saying that because I can't compete in this section or this market, I'm gonna go to this market. That's like saying, that's like saying I can't compete in the NBA, but I can compete in the G League. You know what I mean?
But that's like you saying passport bros are settling for going in and not as. It's like if I'm not.
I believe that
they are.
They are. In my opinion,
they admitted defeat. They said they can't get in this market. They going to another market.
By the way, I'm a passport bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man. Hey, but you got your passport in the right market though. You over here in the hard market. Yeah. It's hard over here, bro. This the NBA, boy.
Yeah. But what I would say, most of my serious relationships, my girlfriends, was from America because I moved here when I'm 19. How much serious relationships I had before then? Like I'm in high school and shit.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think passport bros is out here. I think the reason why we look at it is like a defeat because most passport bros, in my opinion, they out here just really trying to get the best pussy they can find. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I don't think they're doing it for relationships. You know, or at least most of them.
One time I only had one girlfriend outside of my race, and she was Asian. You know what I'm saying? That's my only non-black girlfriend. Other than if you call, if you say mixer, but I still think mix is black. I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. We don't do that around here. And yeah, I never had an Asian.
You got it. And so the Bandit Ramel, no, the Asian girl that I dated, she's Guyanese though, because we got a lot of Asian in we got a lot of Asian people in Guyana, but they don't sound Asian because
yeah. But is she still Asian though?
She's Asian phenotype, like, you know what I'm saying? She's not Asian like she's from Asia, but she got like chinky eyes. You know what I'm saying? Her last name is Chung, not the docs or no shit like that, but you know what I mean?
Right, she's not mixed with anything. Like her bloodline is strictly from Asia. That's what I mean by that.
Yeah.
Although she Guyanese, but they still mingle inside the community. So when she started fucking with you, she almost got put out.
No. In Guyana is different.
I'm just fucking with you, bro. That was a joke.
No, because Guyana don't got a large Asian community, so most people are either assimilate to white or Indian. Because white and Indian, no, not black or Indian. Black and Indian is the two predominant racial groups where I'm from, like Middle Eastern Indian and black people. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people mix with the two. We call them like Dogala or some shit like that, right?
Right.
Shout out to Bandit Romello. He said the white man started Red Pill, but the white women are running the show. I don't know, bro. Hey, man. Shout out to Bandit Romello. Appreciate you for the motherfucking super chat.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie to you. The race conversation.
Where's my money? It's right here.
My fault, Keon. Your mic, I think it's because you're on your phone. Your mic is not muted when the thing play, right?
Wait,
and shout out to Marcus. My bad. You and Keon got it right after this because Marcus he dropped, but he left us some $2 love. You know what I'm saying? He said according to some people, if they gotta go, oh my God.
What more do you want from me? Don't be blowing me up, nigga. I ain't getting up. Ain't no use to you ringing my line. Stop wasting my time.
Appreciate you, Marcus and Keon and Frida Green. Y'all got it.
No, I was gonna ask Keon. Was he the did you go on Steve the Dean? That's.
Oh yeah, I did. Is that the light skinned dude?
Yeah. I was supposed to go on Steve the Dean, right?
He did win. But he got kicked off early.
Yeah, I was only on there for like no bullshit, like 20 seconds. Cause he was like, "What's your question, brother?" And I was like, I was just trying to make something up on the fly, and I was like, "Man, I really like BBWs," and he cut me right after I said that.
He was like the BBWs, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was like I couldn't even finish he was like, "Brother, and I may like slushies. What does that mean, brother?" I'm like, "Nigga, what are you talking about?" I was just asking a question. And he hung up on me. But then he had a female call me back twice, man. Like, I guess trying to see what I would say if a female wanted to talk to me. I'm like, bitch, stop calling me at 1 o'clock in the morning, bro. Like, he got so mad. He got so pissed off.
Damn. I want to play this one video about the fetishizing thing, right? Once and for all. This woman says she's tired of hearing, oh, white women are fetishizing black men. You know what I'm saying? She said it's the other way around.
Girl who has dated black guys since the age of 15. I feel like you guys need my perspective on this Shannon Sharpe shit because everything I'm seeing is like white women are fetishizing black men. Like the Shannon Sharpe sitch, like the girl said something about I want your black baby, right? I have had black men come to me and say, I want you to have my black baby. Not, I want you to have my baby. That's the acceptable response. No, I want you to have my black baby. And I have had black men ask me to say very derogatory things in bed.
God damn, this is what y'all doing.
Lord Jesus.
Is this what y'all doing? Having us say derogatory things in bed? Come on, man.
You can't knock it till you try it.
This sounds like some raised play.
Damn. No, I want you to have my black baby. And I have had black men ask me to say very derogatory things in bed. Yeah. So part of it is not that white women are fetishizing black men. It's like the opposite. And I feel like this isn't being talked about, and I don't want to get any hate for this, guys, because this is my personal experience, but I've had more black men than not mention race in our relationship as like a king. I don't know. I don't even know if that's like the right way to describe it. But there are some black men in this world that I think like I don't know if they want to reenact. I don't know if it's like a power trip.
Wait, they want to reenact?
Don't listen to this nigga. Don't listen to this nigga. This nigga ain't got no sense.
This is crazy. What are they trying to reenact, man?
They want to be on the plantation, bitch. Hey, she gonna put cotton swabs all around the house and tell that
You gonna
nigga.
call that nigga Toby? That nigga said, no,
Right.
people can't take
Hop in here. Hop in the room, Toby. Hop in this bitch.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Gas man says call race split. What do you know about this, Gas man? You seem like an expert. All right, let me hear what else she said, because they asked her if she only date black men, right? I think they try to see if she fetishized black men. Here is what she had to say.
Because even though I've dated mostly black guys since I was 15, it is not my sole preference. The only thing that I have like around my preference is that I don't date white guys. And a lot of people automatically assume, oh, she just dates, but no, like I will date Asian guys, Hispanic guys, Middle Eastern guys, Indian guys. I will date every other ethnicity besides white. And
Get the fuck.
Gas mask. You coloring close to the line, Gas mask. You coloring close to the line, right?
Deeper that I dig on this, I will date Asian guys, Hispanic guys, Middle Eastern guys, Indian guys. I will date every other ethnicity besides white. And the deeper that I dig on this, it's definitely childhood trauma. Like I got made fun of so much in middle school and high school, and I grew up in a white estate, so it was only like white boys bullying me, right? And I think it like subconsciously created this thing where it's like I just don't fuck with them. My first boyfriend was white, second boyfriend was black, and the way that people treated me when I started dating the black kid, crazy. The things that they said about me, about him, insane. That kid also ended up getting shot and killed, like totally random, was like wrong place, wrong time. And I went to a party that summer, and all of the white boys that were at my school were like, oh, like, what did you expect? Like, he's black and he just deserves. And it's like, that stuck with me so fucking hard. I think that was honestly the turning point where I was like, I'm never fucking with a white guy again. Like, there was just this level of like out of touch with reality, out of touch with what women, like any minority, women, people of color, fucking people with disabilities, like there was just this, I think, this privilege that I saw in white men, and not all of them, I'm not gonna like lump them all together, but at least the ones that I grew up with, that like it just completely turned me off. I just could never. It's not to say that I couldn't end up with a white guy, but it's like now I have a mixed kid, and like there are just certain values that I want to instill in her that like I don't know if like a white guy is gonna be able to raise her the way, you know what I mean? Like now it's just.
Damn, y'all know what she mean? What y'all think?
I think she capped. This is a prime example of a white woman. This is a prime example of a white woman who's being diluted by the BBC and don't want to admit it. She doesn't want to admit it.
Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
Damn.
This nigga says she been diluted by the BBC. She been compromised.
She's been
that's not facts there. That white bitch trying to tell you that they still racist. That's all what she's saying. That's why that white man cannot raise that black child. Because she know he gonna be racist towards that damn child.
So do you think like certain white women is you think they find privilege unattractive? Like they attracted to the underdog, they attracted to what y'all think about it?
Hell no. That's why I think she's bullshitting. That's why I really think she's just using all these examples and excuses to say that this is why I like black men. Like nobody thinks about this shit when they go out and looking for a partner. Like, oh, let me remember my high school boyfriend that died and I had an experience with these white guys. Like, bitch, stop it. Like, come on, bro. Like, nobody thinks like that. Who thinks like that? I don't know. I mean, sometimes you do be having like subconscious trauma that makes you think certain ways. Like, I give you that. But I don't know, bro. I think she capped. I think she's capped.
But I could tell you this. A white girl one time told me that she don't fuck with white dudes because when she was younger, one of her white family members, her uncle, you know what I'm saying, raped her. He forced himself on her. Yeah. And she said every time she see a white, you know what, peen, glizzy, she said she get turned off sexually. Yeah, because it's a traumatizing thing to her. And I got a partner. I hope he's not watching. I'm just fucking with you. I hope he is, but I'm not gonna call his name. But he tell me when he was younger, and I talk about this before on the panel. He said when he was younger, he had his mom phone, and he scrolled through her phone and he see naked pictures of her that she sent to her boyfriend. And he said ever since then he been traumatized the way he only want to see the white pum pum, the black pum. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, it happens. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I think them people need therapy. I don't think going outside of your race is good is a long-term solution for that shit. But I do think it happens, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see it.
Because even on a less extreme version, I done heard dudes say that they date outside their race because they ain't got time for all that black shit and all that shit. And I could only imagine that they referencing the household, their moms, their sister. I think that's the reference point. So a lot of them just ain't want to date that shit because they probably had negative experience with women of their own race. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, or they haven't got a straight hairline in the last 2 years too. Like, that's possibly another thing. You have to. I'm not gonna lie. Evaluate every man you see that has just a preference for white women. You have to evaluate the hairline. There's a reason.
You know what though? I could say that for if
Evaluate the hairline is crazy.
And if they exclusively date outside their race, I could see that shit. If you only dating outside your race, something is wrong. You know what I mean?
Something's wrong. That's what I'm saying. Even with this white girl, right? Because that's why I don't care about really people's preferences. I think that people, like, you should live your life as an open book, and as like life is a surprise. Like, you shouldn't have, okay, I like this specifically. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, if a nigga got money, if he's outside of your preference, I'm pretty sure if he's giving you all kinds of gifts and stuff like that, you're going to eventually be won over. Like, you may not find him sexually attractive, but you're at least going to do something for that change for sure. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know what that white girl trying to tell you is what we always used to say. Once you go black, you never go back.
That's a fact.
He experienced the black man, and he was so different from white dudes that white dudes just turn off now.
That's a fact.
That is crazy.
And she will not accept. She just won't accept that she just is more sexually attracted to the vibe of a black man than she is the vibe of a white guy. I'm not trying to hear about your experience in high school with some racist ass white boy.
It might be that, but she just don't understand it. Because what it sounds like is like she trying to explain all this shit in hindsight.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, I heard about the story about the lady that called the black kid the N-word.
Oh yeah, she got a GoFundMe and everything.
She raised $600K.
Lord Jesus.
My God.
Lord Jesus. I want to play. I'm about to play it, man. I'm about to play. This man says season, bro. Why are you trying to be racist, bro? Come on, man.
When news began to circulate of Shiloh Hendricks, a white woman who called a 5-year-old autistic black boy.
Whoa, I did not know the kid was 5-year-old and autistic. That is crazy, bro. My bad.
Club in Atlanta for Comedy Hype News. I'm Symphony Thompson. When news began to circulate of Shiloh Hendricks, a white woman who called a 5-year-old autistic black boy the N-word because he took her child's toy, many predicted the woman would play victim after being called out, which would lead to the loss of her job and livelihood. What caught many by surprise is the $600,000 she's raised to protect her family, since the video of a man confronting Hendricks using the N-word was released.
Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child, 5-year-old, the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act
That's what you're gonna call him.
That's what he's gonna act like.
Hold on, which doctor? Which doctor? Hold on.
She said if that is what he's gonna act like, that is crazy.
Which doctor? Let me ask this, right? What are they raising the money for? This girl ain't been to jail. She ain't, like, what are they raising the money for?
They're claiming that she been doxxed and is to protect her family.
Yeah, she lost a job and shit. Then they say that she lost a job and shit.
Oh, okay. I guess. Go ahead.
Using the N-word was released.
Are you about to hit him?
I don't think, first of all, Gas Mask, I disagree with it. I don't think is nobody been robbed. That kid is 5 years old. and I don't think she deserves. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I was in there, I probably would have flipped. I probably would have been arrested because if it was my kid, I probably would have punched in and shit or did some irrational shit because that shit is like my kid don't need to be that's hate speech. My kid don't need to be abused and traumatized in that way, verbally abused and shit. You know what I mean? Get an adult, or even if you take the toy away, that's how kids give it up. They're just kids.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I feel like I'd rather you call
the kid is autistic. My bad. The kid is autistic. You got it, bro.
Okay, let me ask you this, DJ, right? Now, I know they both is bad, but let's say this. Would you rather the girl call your black 5-year-old autistic son a bitch or a nigger or the N-word?
Damn.
I know neither, but I'm just saying, like, what? Because I think I'd rather her just call my son a bitch. Like, why you gotta call him an N-word? Like, why you gotta go straight to
Nah,
to the
I don't
N-word,
want you
man?
to call my. Look, I think both are bad, but I see what you're saying. Like, if she called him a bitch, it sounds like she calls everybody.
Don't call my son nothing,
like
nothing.
No, he's
call.
saying if you had he's saying which one is worse. I think the calling my son a nigga is worse because like it sounds too personal. Like a bitch, it
Yeah,
sounds
like
you
you got
call
a
everybody
problem.
bitch. You know what
Exactly.
I mean?
Exactly. Like why her frustration goes straight to the N-word. Like that's just crazy to me, bro.
That shit is crazy, bro.
What y'all think about that 600K though?
That's
That's
600K is a lot. That shit is
insane.
What the fuck she needs 600K for, bro?
Hey, but listen though, what she did was fucked up. It was wrong. But I respect them people that gave her them 600K because that shit sending a message.
Mm.
You feel me?
We'll say the rest of the panel.
It did send a very big message. Her being able to raise all that goddamn money just to be a racist. Fucking.
Yeah, I think that's gonna set an example for other people now.
No, I think it just further proves the example that they already set.
It's gonna make more of them be bold because now they lose their job. They know shit. I can go to GoFundMe and tell my peoples I don't got fired because of these weak black people get mad and sassy because I called them a nigga. They are niggers. Huh? Here go 100. Here go 200. They're gonna break off. That's why we need to do the same thing. When we do something against them, we gotta support them people, man. Send our message right back. So when we call your little kid a little cracker and we get fired, we're going to GoFundMe too. Cause that's what they're saying. Like, okay, they ain't go the system which they are against. They want all that shit stopped. That's why they want your history after school. That's why they fucking with you with DEI. They sending a fucking message, bro.
And just to segue, you're right, Robert. Platinum is a lot of racist people in the chat in these spaces. And I just want to say publicly, if you fuck with me, but you don't fuck with my kind, like I don't really fuck with that shit because I'm not no fucking token Negro. Like that, that's that weird shit. You know what I'm saying?
Autistic black boy, the N-word.
It's gonna only come a matter of time when you try to pull that shit on me.
Because he took her child's toy, many predicted the woman would play victim after being called out, which would lead to the loss of her job and livelihood. What caught many by surprise is the $600,000 she's raised to protect her family, since the video of a man confronting Hendrix using the N-word was released.
Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child, 5-year-old, the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act
That's
like.
what you're gonna call him.
That's what he's gonna act like.
You know, that's a hate speech. And you can be recorded for that.
I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit.
In her video for the fundraiser, Hendrix would say, "My social security number has been leaked. My address and my phone number have been given out freely. My family members are being attacked. My eldest child may
hit the link, gas mask.
May not be going back to school. Even where I exercise has been exposed. I am asking for your help to assist in protecting my family. I fear that we must relocate. I have 2 small children who do not deserve this. We have been
You're small, so your children don't deserve it. This is crazy, bro. So the autistic kid deserve. Come on, man. You did that and that you brought that shit on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like you the adult. You know what I mean?
Threatened to the extreme by people online. Anything will help. We cannot and will not live in fear. As stated before, since posting the video, Hendrix has raised over $600,000. The incident has the country divided, with many condemning the behavior of the white woman, while several white racists are in support. Some white racists have even compared Hendrix's fundraiser to Carmelo Anthony's fundraiser, because both started their fundraiser in order to protect their families, albeit for different reasons. D.L. Hughley would repost a video from Michael McWhorter, who would reshare the original video of Hendrix being confronted. Hughley's caption of the reshared video would say, "Calling a 5-year-old an N-word and then begging for money online because people are pissed about it is diabolical." Now, Hughley would follow that post up with another condemning the state of the country and the platform that allowed donations. Hughley would write, "This is everything that's wrong with America. It's actually over $630,000 now." The fact that this woman proudly verbally attacked a 5-year-old autistic Black child with the N-word, threatened to physically attack him as well, and then played victim is sick. Give, Send, Go, allowing for the crowdfunding of an admitted racist attack on an autistic child is deplorable. Having raised over $600,000 for a grown adult, playing victim of her own repercussions, it's telling of how far we haven't come in this country. The comments on her crowdfunding page make me sick. Throughout the weekend, Hughley would not let up on the situation, even sharing a
And don't get me wrong, I don't really rock with D.L. Hughley. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's funny, and I think he's actually a political like pawn type shit. I think people use him for like politics and rallying up votes and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But I understand him in this instance right here, because that shit is crazy.
Statement from Arthur Zach W. Lambert on Instagram. The post said, "We must reckon with the fact that a significant number of Americans won't pay for hungry kids to get lunch or sick kids to get health care, but they will pay $500,000 to a white woman for calling a 5-year-old Black kid the N-word. We also must reckon with the fact that the vast majority of these people identify as Christian."
Damn.
Now, Hughley wasn't the only comedian to chime in on the sensitive issue. Ari Spears would reshare a video of a Black man defending Hendrix. Spears would also take the opportunity to call out several other Black public figures who often cape for white approval.
So a white woman defends.
So this is the Black guy who's defending her. He's, you know what I'm saying? He's trying to have the Black see reason, you know what I mean?
Figures who often cape for white approval.
So a white woman defends her child from being bullied in a park is recorded by a man who was arrested for what? And y'all are outraged at the mom for using a word?
And this is painting a narrative, right? So the man was arrested for being a PDF. So if a PDF, right? If we shouldn't listen to him because he's a PDF aisle, right? If a house is burning down and a PDF tell you the house is burning down, what you gonna do? You gonna stay in that house or you gonna leave the house? You'd be like, nigga, fuck you. You a PDF. That don't matter in this case. You're a PDF. I don't want you around my kids. But if you tell me the houses or the police is wrong, I gotta, you know what I mean? I can't, like, what the fuck, man? That's two separate things. That one doesn't have to do with the other. You know what I mean?
A woman defends her child from being bullied in a park is recorded by a man who was arrested for what? And y'all are outraged at the mom for using a word? A word. Y'all are doxing and threatening a woman because she used a word to the point where she needs to ask for help to relocate her family? And this is the world we live in. A mom defending a word hurts y'all so much. A word that y'all use every day. A word you use in music every day hurts you so much that you decide, a mom defending herself. And then the person that recorded it, where's the parents at to the child? Have they came out? Have they told us why their child was in the park by himself? No. Y'all won't hold that person accountable. Y'all just want the kids to run around and tear shit up. This is what I'm talking about. And I'm glad that white folks see this bullshit and are helping this lady.
As a caption.
What y'all think about what that dude just said? Yo, Romelo said what the white apologist black do is point out all the flaws of the blacks involved, like MRM did with Carmelo. That's crazy.
And for his videos, Spears would write, I swear I don't know how some of these ninjas sleep at night. Coons like John Paul King, Jason Whitlock, Terrence K. Williams, steady bootlicking so aggressively for white acceptance. Like, y'all don't have black mothers or grandmothers? Dang shame. I'm not saying you can't have good white folks in your life, but to throw your own under the bus for it is crazy. Like Will Miller says, we need to pack these ninjas up. Godfrey is yet another comedian who would join in on the commentary, stating he feels bad for the children being raised by her.
She's so fucking disgusting and nasty. A sad excuse for a human being. We're gonna make you famous, bitch. We're gonna make you famous. What's really sad is this: her son has to experience this kind of shit. Well, they always say that racism starts between 3 and 5. Parents start to teach their kids about racism, and that's really a shame. What time do you teach your children to hate people that look different than you? What time? When do you take your toxic, dumb-hearted ass?
Well, I think I know his sentiments. I want to ask y'all this. Do y'all think black people overreact when it comes to the N-word? Or y'all think we underreact or we react just fine? What say y'all? Oh, anybody? You got it free. But let me just say this, because where I'm from, the word nigga is a derogatory term still, you know what I'm saying? And I guess it's because of slavery, you know what I mean? But where I'm from, the word, like if a Indian person call you that shit, most likely he's gonna end up in some physical shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I wanna ask, right? Do we react too extreme to that word, or we don't react extreme enough? What y'all think?
I don't think we act extreme enough, goddamn it.
Yeah, I gotta agree. It's like that. It's out of hand now. Like it's. That's a lot of money, game.
But you think we should let people have that one magical word that got power over us that we flip out?
No, but
you say the word got power over us?
Yeah, because if it could make you flip out, like what word could we call a white person to make them flip out?
Instead of calling a small hat what you don't call them.
That's a different demographic. I see what you're saying, though.
They white. They from Europe. They got kicked out of Europe. They from Europe. They white. They ain't no different.
But we
don't call them white though. White is not an insult to them. But we call them, instead of calling them small hats, them other words, they flip out.
So you're saying the J word is a derogatory term to them?
They take it as that. If you say it like that, that's all Kanye and them did. Said like that, and what they do, took all his money.
That's like with the LGB and the F word, the F-A to the G word.
Exactly. You know everybody else straighten you when you call them out their name. Why we can't? So
you know what I think make a lot of white people uncomfortable when you call them racist? I think when you call a white person racist, they start feeling uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something that a lot of people don't want to be openly chastised of. Don't get me wrong though. There's some parts of Middle America where they don't give a fuck about being called racist. You know what I'm saying?
No, damn.
But I do think is kind of. I don't think it's wise for us to let that one word make us flip the fuck out. I think but even women got their word. Like women could call each other bitches, but if we call them that shit, it's kind of more like on some insult shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think I don't like when people say, "Oh, black people shouldn't use the word if they want nobody to use it," because I think that's the only way of reclaiming the word and like repurposing it. Because you're not gonna erase the word from existence, so might as well alchemize and change the polarity of the word from negative to some shit positive. You know what I mean?
But not only that, but the fact that we do use it and the fact that we do flip out when somebody else use it. It what give us the power of the word, not the word having power over us.
I see what you're saying.
When you saying it, you disrespecting us. That's just like somebody calling you a fuck nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like the word fuck nigga got some power over you. You just understand that's some disrespectful shit. And you ain't finna be disrespecting. And by you doing something about it, shows the power. Now, if you just let them call you a nigga, you put your head down and you walk away, that ain't no power there.
And you know what I would say to that, Free? Because I've been called nigga before, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I've been called that shit, I didn't feel like the word itself didn't do nothing for me. I just felt like this nigga think he could play with me and just call, like, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't feel like the exact word. I didn't feel like it did not. If somebody called me a bitch ass nigga, that would do something more to me. The word itself gonna trigger me, but that word, cause how it happened, I was in a line, right? At a gas station waiting to, get my whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Depart and shit. And the dude in front of me, he was talking to the cashier. They was having a whole conversation. So I was like, and he see me behind him. I was like, yo, could you just move aside and let me just handle my shit and y'all could have your conversation? And he looking at me crazy, and I just continue to transact my shit. But I could feel his shit piercing my shit. And because I ain't saying something, he mumbles some nigga under his breath, you know what I'm saying? But I couldn't pick out everything he said, but that word just fucking sticked out type shit, right? And I just look at him and I just laugh at him, and I just did, because right then I see he was really trying to get some shit out of me. And I just look at him for a little while, and I could see that he's scared, you know what I'm saying? Because he's like an older white dude. He's kind of looked like he probably was on that shit, on that fucking ice, you know what I'm saying? And he just, but I could tell that he was trying to get, and I think if I flipped out, he would have had the power over me then. If I got physical with him, he would have had the power over me, because his cameras is a bunch, you know what I'm saying? So I think
so that's the same thing in the streets.
Nah, hell no.
I mean,
okay then.
Okay, so
how's that different? If a nigga call you a fuck nigga, you ain't gonna be like, well, if I do something, he got the power over me.
Nah, the only way is if a nigga call you a fuck nigga and he pull out his hammer after. Then the only thing you could do is like, you got it, and you just gotta make a mental note of this nigga and what he just did. But in that situation, you might run up and get fired on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I'm not saying you got to swing on it. I'm just saying if you just verbally say something back, at least that. I'm not saying don't say nothing, but you say you just looked at the crack and laugh. Okay, that's
if a nigga call you a fuck nigga and pull out a hammer and you bitch out, then he got a power over you. But if you be like, because there's a way how you could retreat and still hold your nutsack, you know what I'm saying? Because in war, sometimes you gotta retreat. Sometimes there's a war strategy. Right. But if you bitch out, then that nigga just punked you out type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if he call you a fuck nigga, like, my response is like, nigga, who you calling the fuck nigga?
But I'm saying if he call you a fuck nigga and pull out that iron, you know what I'm saying?
Now that's different. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let him have it right then.
He's trying to bait you in the fire. He's trying to bait you in the firing on you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, now. That's
you
a
still
smooth
gotta reach.
move, though. But you got to watch that, though, Doc, though, because if you still reaching for that grip, and you got your hammer on you too now, you know.
Nah, I'm not about to turn that situation into that because of that. If a nigga call me a fuck nigga and grip his shit, I can't no gripping for. If a nigga already holding his shit, I can't no gripping for my shit. He probably got one in the chamber. I probably, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck, bro? I'm gripping. I'm not trying to make no sudden. I'm like, oh, you got it, bro. And I'm, you know what I mean? You got it. You got it, bro.
Right. I see. If he don't pull it out before you, okay, I got you on that. If he don't upped up on you, you know what I'm saying?
He already got his shit. You know what I'm saying? He
Right.
just gotta pull the trigger. He already got his shit in hand. I'm not trying to lose my shit over that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but now an example though, the white dude ain't pulling no hammer. And
But
he
he
ain't
got-
really said out loud. He just kind of mumbled that shit.
But still, though, I couldn't violate then because I could have get, you know what I'm saying? The law
You
would
could
have
have
been
said
on
some
his
shit
side.
like, you could have said some shit. I bet you say that shit all night when a nigga fucking your daughter. And
But
walk
you
down
know
the
why I
store.
laughed at him though? Because I see that he was scared and he thought he would have had a reaction out of me. Because when he said it, I look around at the other people that was in the store and I busted out laughing at him. And then people, he felt like a piece of shit. He felt like it didn't work, nigga. No,
Right, but
you're
you
not gonna say no magical word. You know
right, you
what I'm saying?
reacted. That's what I'm saying. You reacted in some type of way. You laughed at him.
If
Like,
I would have feel like a bitch if I pretended I didn't hear what he's saying.
right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Some people will act like they didn't hear him say that shit and just walk out the store. Like they ain't heard shit.
No, I'm not about to. Yeah, I want him to hear that I hear, and still it didn't work, nigga. Like I heard you, and still it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? And I'm taking up body space. You the one that curl up in the corner, so I could do my transaction. You the bitch you the whole bitch right now. You trying to switch the tables, and I'm not gonna let you do. I want to leave the situation with you still being a bitch because you still had to move out my way so I could do my transaction. I told you go in the corner and have your conversation, and you did. And you said it under your breath because you didn't want me to hear. So I feel like I bitch him out type shit. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. By you laughing, and that laugh, you know, a bitch knows certain laughs.
And the laugh is like, nigga, you not a threat, bro. You not a threat right now, bro. Like
that's what I'm saying. The laugh is still a response. If you don't respond at all, yeah, like that's different. That's way.
because I seen some shit, bro. I seen some, and this was at a football game in Hiram High School, right? In Hiram, Georgia. Nigga is a bunch of white boys there. Them niggas saying they're not saying the nigga, they saying shit close to, they taunting this one white boy, and the nigga trying to not look left or not look right because he feel like it's not a lot of black people there. And I did see that shit happen before, and I did not like that shit, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So some people try to.
Right, now that's a situation almost like the hammer getting pulled out. You know you outnumbered, so you got to be like, no.
When people in groups, a lot of time they be more brave to be on that racist shit, bro. Unfortunately,
bro. But that's a group of motherfuckers. Y'all brave enough to do a lot of shit y'all wouldn't do by yourself.
Right.
This shit
Power's in number. Power in number.
right. Unfortunately, fellas, I gotta hit the ground and get to it. But till next time, fella.
For sure, bro.
All right.
For sure.
We got too much. The chef representing the cookout. And we still got low key up here. I think he's asleep. And we probably about to leave out of here soon too. We about to go live again tomorrow. We got a more upbeat show for y'all tomorrow. Shout out to Marcus. He said free, gonna be like Mario Kart. Yeah, my God. Give her that mushroom tip. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here, man.
Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit.
Money counting thing. Money counting thing. Money counting thing.
This nigga Marcus on that bullshit.
Hey, you got to blame that on a certain content creator. Allegedly, they know, a little medicinal shit. And I just thought about Mario Bros. That's the closest I can get to a mushroom.
Okay, over there saying, go ahead and read that super chat. You on that bullshit, bro. That's what you leave the panel to do, bro. Damn. What else we got? I think that's all we had on the interracial thing. I really wish we had more, like we had different racial dynamic on the panel. Like we had maybe some white dudes. We gotta diversify, man. It seems like we only got black people over here, and it's cool. But sometimes I be wanting to hear other people's perspective, respectfully. Though you don't gotta disrespect us to give up. You know what I mean?
Right. Because I would like to hear from somebody that was married or in a interracial relationship to find out, do you feel more valuable because you went that way? Or because I have heard some dudes say that. Like before, when we used to be on these panels, like back in 2019, it was this one cat. He was saying that like if you date a white girl, your credit go up, you know, you can get a house and all this crazy ass shit. And I'm like, nigga, I got a black wife and I got all that shit. So what the fuck is you saying?
I would say that a lot of our people date for survival and stuff like that, and we not trained how to treat each other. So a guy might go outside of his race and get a different type of treatment. I would say that. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I mean. Let's let Gas Mask to the stage. What's up, Gas?
Man,
what's up? They say you saying racist shit in the chat, man.
Racist?
Let me ask you this: do you like black people?
That's a loaded ass question. Because regardless of how I answer this, it's going to be viewed and perpetrated as regardless of.
Damn, Gas.
The fucked up thing is, because I wanted to say this mostly. The contrast within the difference between Shiloh and Carmelo. Shiloh is the woman's name.
Okay.
In addressing what Free the Green said earlier, more so about if something happens, you guys need to do this when something happens per se. That did just happen, but the difference between these two situations is no one died in this one. Regardless of how you want to view the Carmelo situation, whether right or wrong, that part on the itself, I gotten over it. I don't care anymore. People, they're gonna have their opinions on what is right or what is wrong to them. More or less secularist views, but nonetheless, there isn't really big of a contrast of what's wrong or what's right or what could be called wrong and right between these two situations, because there's nothing that really substantiates or correlates that saying this is a racist thing or what's that. Calling a little kid autistic and all, adding on the adages to all that stuff, there's no really telling if that kid is or not. Regardless of how anybody wants to feel about that, that's more or less non sequitur to me. I'm removing all emotion from it entirely. I don't understand the contrast. I don't understand the hypocrisy of hating on her for getting money, and then Carmelo actually killed somebody and got money for it, and got a car, got a house, got all that, got everything. Merchandise too, pretty much getting pimped out by his own parents for more sympathy or whatever the hell they're doing it for.
I don't think
that's racist shit, guys.
And then
damn.
That's crazy, Gas, man.
You sure you're biased, Gas, man, because you don't know all that information, bro.
Right.
And so whatever he did with the money, because whatever she gonna do with her money.
People are not white.
Say it again.
Who? What'd you say, Gas Mask?
Hats.
You must be on mute.
Your mic is breaking up, bro. I just heard you say people
Can you
are
hear me now?
not white. Yeah.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, we could hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I was talking about the other point that he brought up too, about the bankers, the J's, the small hats, whatever other term that you want them to be called. Those people ain't white. They're not Caucasian.
They are.
What you mean? They have hardly any Caucasian admixture into their genetic makeup. They're an admixture of Arab and African. If you look at their facial features, just look at them. If you look at their simple genetic makeup of like a simple blonde-haired, blue-eyed Aryan dude, and them, there's a fat difference. a lot of them look like they've been inbreeding the whole.
But you got to remember,
genetic
though,
time.
white is not only necessarily Caucasian. White is a status. Everybody wasn't white at first, and then some people got brought into the status of white. At first, Italians wasn't considered white. Irish wasn't considered white. You know what I'm saying? They come late to the white party. White is a status. You know what I mean? It's just like
that's more or less semantics. That's more or less semantics from law books.
Yeah, but most of those people
I'm talking about specifically genetic makeup is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but most of those people got moved from Poland. And
Yeah,
Germany
over 109 countries for perverted and degenerative plus illegal financial practices. It's called usury. But they'll tell you within their own religious texts and books called the Talmud that they don't like nobody if you're not Jewish.
Yeah, but Jewish is just a religion. That's not a fucking
right.
race.
You could
That's really there's a reason why they are trying to call Israel an ethno state because the genetic makeup is tied to the land, or so they say. But there's genetic makeup that proves that they're not Caucasian. They're hardly. They got like maybe at best maybe 2%. Really, they're mostly Arab. You could even look at them. You can't even really tell one of them apart from an Iraqi or a Syrian or one of them type folks.
Wait a minute. I done seen Jewish people that do not look close to Middle Eastern people at all, bro.
None of them. If they cut that little curly shit from off the side of their head, they'll look straight white. Come on, bro. Go to New York.
That is a damn lie. That is a damn lie.
They don't look like no Middle Eastern, bro. You can't tell the difference between them and them people.
Those side ponytails, I can't. There's a specific name for them. They have Ashkenazi, Sephardic, and
Man,
something
them are
else.
Europeans, man. Y'all don't want to claim them people because y'all hate on them people, man. Them Europeans, they was moved.
The only people that know the difference between them is Jews. The only people who know the difference between Jews and whites are Jews and whites.
But y'all always lie about y'all ethnicity. That's why y'all make up shit. So y'all from the same land. That's the same argument. That's the same argument your little boy had with the mustache. He's saying the same shit you saying. They not us.
According to ChatGPT, right? Jewish people can be of any race or ethnicity. Some are white, especially Ashkenazi Jews.
The Talmud tells you all this differently. I'm talking about them straight from the source.
But many are not. They are black, Middle Eastern, Hispanic, Asian, and mixed race Jewish
There's
people.
a whole war going on between them and blacks being who's quote unquote the real ones. So that's just more or less semantics out of that.
Judaism, I'm saying it wrong. Judaism is a religion
Judea
and an ethnic identity, not a race. So it, by definition, is not a race. So people of different race can be that. It's kind of like saying Hispanic. It's kind of like saying Hispanic. Hispanic is not a race. It could have black Hispanic, white Hispanic. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They're the only people supposedly who have their own genetic makeup tied to their religion. They're not Christians. They're not God. They're not. They're the total opposite of Christian.
That nigga did not walk around.
Want
some attention.
Who? Fantastic.
Yeah, he just wants some attention.
He want your attention. He said you looking like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But gas man, I never heard about that shit being a race, bro.
They've always said that, bro. Read the Talmud. That's the best way I can. It's straight from the source itself, from them directly.
Wait,
instead of ChatGPT and AI.
So you saying the taboo is what considered race? What the hell?
They'll tell you directly who they are.
I understand that, but that don't mean they're not Europeans, bro. They white.
I'm giving you genetic makeup. I'm telling you to go to them straight from the source instead of me. I don't know what more else I can tell you. There's another point that I wanted to make too, because we're getting away from me. It's digressing.
All right.
For the longest time, even if we were to make it like this, and regardless of how I'm viewed after this, it is what it is. But for the longest time, whites have been docile, bro, for a very, very long time. So many of them you just had a couple on here, not on the panel, but on the video, how they won't date their own no more, and how they would just do I'll date anything or anyone except the white. Those are docile whites. They hate themselves, they'll throw themselves under the bus to hang with you guys more For whatever reason, that it is what it is. But for the longest time, they were docile, and now
I don't
for
think
some
so.
odd
When
reason,
when was white people docile? After slavery. Tell me, when did it start? When did the docile
When did
start?
they lose power?
Go ahead, gas mask. You got the floor, young man. You got it. You still my folks, you know what I'm saying? But hey, man, you in the hot seat.
yo, I don't mind. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we
Now
can
I didn't hear
now
nobody.
we
It was
can.
all fucking robotic. It was all robotic. That's why I was like, oh shit. Thanks to my settings.
No, we were saying, when did white people start being docile? So it wasn't during slavery.
Being
It couldn't have been.
docile.
So after slavery, when did it start? When did the docileness start?
It
After
wasn't even
slavery.
us who had you in slavery. It
When
wasn't
did they
even us.
lose their power?
It wasn't even us. It was the small hats. Their symbolism was on the chains itself.
What? I don't get
Their
what you saying, gas
symbolism is
man.
on the chains. It's like I try to make a point and I get cut off, bro.
No,
It
I'm
wasn't
saying I
even
don't
us who
understand
had you
what
in
you were
slavery, so
saying.
I don't know why that was even brought up.
Yeah, white people had black slaves.
Well, he said
I
white
don't
people
know.
didn't
I
have.
can't expand on this without you don't want certain words brought up, and I can't dive into the point I want to make because
No, we wanted to be YouTube friendly words, just as long as it's YouTube friendly.
I don't know how to do that, bro. I'll be real with you. I don't know how to do that.
All right, well, let's not, because I don't want to say something too crazy, and we got.
That's why I'm saying I don't want to get you in trouble.
What you want to say?
The rabbit hole goes deep.
Don't get me in trouble. Don't get me in trouble.
What kind of words you sitting on? You want to say?
Do it rhyme with trigger? You don't rhyme with trigger.
Bigger, bigger.
I had to drop myself from the.
We're just fucking with the gas, man. We
The
fucking
block
with
is hot, gas man. The block is hot.
But don't say it though. Don't say it though.
Yeah, don't say it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, man. We want to get in trouble for harboring you over here. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, young Riaz. Welcome to the panel.
No, I
You
get
say,
you on that.
young Riaz,
Sorry,
you
what?
Middle Eastern? You Middle Eastern, sir?
No, I'm Pakistani though. So basically, I'm British born. So I'm born and raised in the UK, but my heritage is Pakistani and my ancestry is Persian.
Oh, okay.
So basically, I'm not Middle Eastern though. Persian and Middle Eastern are totally two different though.
Mm.
So basically, my ancestry comes from the Canaan dynasty, and basically the original people of the Indian subcontinent different from me though. They just basically bred with everybody though. That's why the region is diverse though. So my ancestry is Persian because of my Persian ancestors.
So your ancestors went to war with 300. I seen how 300 did, y'all.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Well, actually, there's this battle. You know what's just interesting is I think there's
wrong.
this battle
They
in
won
Punjab.
though. They killed the 300.
I know,
Yeah.
but they still give it up crazy. Xerxes and them still won.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the Persians that came over to the Indian subcontinent in the area of Punjab, the Canaan dynasty, they were Muslim Persians. So that's why that's why I'm Muslim to this day. Because my ancestors were originally Hindus who became Muslim, and I feel like probably
So your ancestors originally from India, from Hindustan, before it was turned to
Yeah.
Pakistan. Okay.
Yeah,
Because
that
India
they
was
have
divided
to.
into Hindustan and Pakistan.
Yep,
So
they were.
your ancestors now are Muslim, or they still Hindu?
No, they're Muslim. My entire family is Muslim. I'm from the Indian Muslims, though, slash the Indo-Persian, though. The Indo-Persians became Muslim, though, some of them, though. So basically, there's a difference between me, the Punjabi and the Kiani. So there's a tribe called the Kiani tribe, though. It's in Punjab, though. So I'm not Punjabi. I'm Kiani because there's a dynasty called Canaan, the Canaan dynasty.
So,
like y'all got some fire weed.
So basically, there's a huge difference between me and the Punjabi people. I mean, my people stay in that region. They live there. They've been there. Though it's just that they're culturally different, faith different, everything different.
are
So
y'all more like for lack of a better term, are y'all more whitewashed than the Indians who still Hindu?
not whitewashed though.
What would y'all say? Y'all are the same. Y'all still the same racial group, or would you say like the Muslims are more like mixed than the Indian than the Hindus?
I'd say the Muslims are more mixed though because the entire region is diverse though. I wouldn't say I'm whitewashed though. I'd probably say I'm more westernized though. I'd use the term westernized. I'm not really whitewashed though. I still have
I
cultural elements still
mean,
in my home. So basically, me as a Muslim, I'm still practicing, I'm still moderated. It's just that the cultural aspect my family took, though, is more of a blended type approach. You take best of both worlds, though, because the truth is, neither side, as a British born Pakistan, no, neither side will truly accept. So the born will not fully accept like that, and the British people will not fully accept like that. So it's more like best of both world type situation.
Okay.
So don't nobody like y'all ass then. That what you saying?
No, it's not about nobody like. They just, I wouldn't say nobody like. They just probably say that, nah, you're not really one of us like that because we're too different, though.
so amidst the separation, who's more based on traditional culture or the original?
I would say the Hindus. From what he's saying, it sounds like the Hindus are more closer to the older culture. Plus, I think Hindu is older than Islam, isn't it? Let me look that shit. It is, right?
It is though.
Because polytheism is older than monotheism, right? More than
Yeah.
one God is older than one God religion.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say that's all Hindus though. They used to be, but they're more like I'm from a Muslim family though, so the entire family for generation was Muslim. It's not really new though. That's just how they've been. So I'm a not pure Indian. I'm not pure Persian. I'm a mixture. I'm a new set of people though. They call themselves the Indo-Aryan people because I think they say the Aryan people were the Persian Empire.
Are they like are they racial discrimination? Because I know within Hindu culture there's like a caste system where the darker people are on the bottom of the pyramid and the lighter you get, the higher you get on the pyramid. Is that the same with your culture?
I probably say not really on the racial element, but there is colorism there though, yes.
Could you explain the colorism?
No, it's more like the dark skin, light skin thing. My family, though, we don't practice that. My family is more like, look, we're more like sensible type thing. We're more cultural, we're really accepting. We're basically different from everybody else, though. But you do get people. You
With
do
the
get
exception
people.
of your family, right? With the exception of your family, right? Are people still like that where the dark is at the bottom and the light is at the top? In your culture?
I probably say that actually depends though, actually. Everyone's different though. You do get some people, yeah, pretty much though, how they feel and
Damn darkies.
What about like
dark
in the social society, like on TV, in y'all government, shit like that, in the system that run Pakistan? Not we know where you was born at. White people run that shit. Talking about like in Pakistan. Do you see a lot of dark Pakistani on TV in like prime roles, not roles as slaves or servants? Shit like that?
I probably say there's not much representation. Not really like slaves type thing, or not really. There's not really much representation. I don't really see. I mean, you do get them around there, of course. I just
So
haven't. You don't really get much representation, though.
Well, as
if I
far as black
bring
people, you saying black people don't get a lot of representation within your culture?
No, they probably do, but I just haven't seen it as much. Though
if
it's
I
just more like
bring my
mixed.
black ass over there, are they gonna push me towards the darker Indians, or y'all gonna team up and all say fuck me?
No, not me though. Of course not.
Can I be embraced?
Of course you'd be embraced. They're really nice people, though, in some way.
All right, let
You
me
know,
ask
gotta
you this
find.
then: what do the majority of the art in government, right? How do they art? Is there a large representation of darker people in the government? Like, who's the majority in the government? Like, for example, in America, the majority of the government is white. Who's the majority of the government over there?
I'd say the majority in the government is more of the Indo-Persians, though, and then after that, majority of the population is Indo-Persian, and then you get your Indo-Arabs, Indo-African, Indo-Turkish, the Indo-Europeans, and stuff like that. So they pretty much the majority of the population is Indo-Persian, though. So they vary in tone, though. So from my tone, though, is basically more. I come more of under the brown skin tone, though. So more color / melanin in my body, but my entire.
So the
So
government.
basically,
So in other words, the government represents how the majority of the people look. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
They
I
do.
kind of get what you say.
They do, though. They just vary in color, though.
I've been making a lot of jokes, but all serious things, like all jokes aside, so where I work over, like I'm in America, in a lot of my interactions, I'm in a predominantly Indian neighborhood. I haven't experienced anything from a racial standpoint that I could personally pinpoint. However, I've gotten a lot of rude, very rude ass interactions. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? And I don't know if it pinpoints towards race or what. You think that's more of a Western influence, or is that just a natural thing?
I probably say it's more of a Western influence, or it's more like projection, though, because deep down inside, though, they're more insecure about themselves, and they're just taking it out on other people. I'm not excusing it. I have zero tolerance for that, man. Zero tolerance for that.
But the thing is, we can't answer, but we can't know what's in the heart and minds. This is why we're trying to ask questions that's
Yeah, because I also, again, I stay in a
I'm gonna
neighborhood
answer to the
that's
best of my
predominantly
ability.
Indian.
Oh wow! I think what
But
you
in the
call it.
same sense, I've had an interaction with, a couple Indian families, and it's like I felt like pure embrace, not even that it was a situation to be embraced, but just real genuine kindness, you know what I'm saying? So, but the majority, there's a lot of rude ass people.
You know
that
what I
happen
would
to
say,
be
though?
of Indian culture. That
You know what I would say, though, Lo, I've witnessed when it comes to between Muslims and Hindus, I would say most Muslims treat you with more respect in my experience than Hindus.
Oh wait, yeah,
Their caste system in their religion say dark is at the bottom, literally, bro. So
wow. Okay, I see what you mean, though. I think it's probably the Muslim is probably the code no race is superior than the other race, though. It's more something to do with piousness and righteousness or something like that, though. So. Okay, I get you about the Indian part. I think it's more culturally different, though, since I fall under the Pakistani type thing, though. So me being Muslim, though, they're a bit more different, though. And I'm born and raised in the UK, so me being in a Western country, I'm more of a bit of a Western influence, though, over here. because that's just how I'm a bit. I'm multicultural though, so I've been around many people though, so I kind of have more of an open mind.
Yeah, just don't pick up on that rude shit.
I don't.
Nah, he ain't sounding like he's on that type time. You know what I'm saying? Any other questions and concerns on this topic? I think I want to get on up out of here. Let me see.
Yeah, it's slide time for sure.
Yeah, it's time for us to get on up out of here and recuperate. I'm about to send y'all to, let me see who's live. As a matter of fact, we got Nino Nation is live. Y'all let Nino Nation know that we sent y'all over there, right? And we about to wrap this thing on up. Let me go to edit video. And we go to redirect. And yeah, here we go.
All right, good peoples.
Okay. That's interesting though. I get you on that stuff. Just I guess when it comes to Indian Pakistani people, that's very different though. I get how we're basically the same people. It's just that what you call it more like a different over time though, they started to separate and become more of their own type of thing though, even though we're the same though in some way. We're not really the same anymore.
You got that Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson soft-spoken thing going on.
Right, man.
I wouldn't even take you serious if you would try to be rude.
You know what I mean? And show so to everybody watching and show so to anybody on the replay gang. You know what I'm saying? Since we usually when we under 4 hours, people that replay it a lot of times. But when we do the 6 hours, niggas is like, nah, we not about to do all of that shit. But we about to leave y'all with some music and get on up out of here. Let me see what we got for y'all.
Hasta luego, arrivederci, sayonara, ciao.
Ciao.
Okay.
What the hell? 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 I know I don't present diamonds on spaghetti. Pop outside with that soft spaghetti. Bad hoes in the telly. What the hell? I know I don't present diamonds on spaghetti. Pop outside with that soft spaghetti. Bad hoes in the telly. What the hell? 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 What the what the hell? I know I don't present diamonds on spaghetti. Pop outside with that soft spaghetti. Bad hoes in the telly. What the hell? I know I don't present diamonds on spaghetti. Pop outside with that soft spaghetti. Bad hoes in the telly. What the hell? 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 What the what the hell? I know I don't present diamonds on spaghetti. Pop outside with that soft spaghetti. Bad hoes in the telly. What the hell? I know I don't present diamonds on spaghetti. Pop outside with that soft spaghetti. Bad hoes in the telly. What the hell? What the hell?
DJ, come on. Why don't you slow this party down? Slow it down.
Doctor